So, hello everybody. Welcome. We're gonna get like kind of right into the swing of things, because I do have Folk here with me, but I don't think you guys can hear his audio yet. So, hello, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are ready for a pretty cool, for an unforgettable luncheon, aka collab. But first of all, let's see who we got here. We got Folk. You got your sticker. Twisty. And Twisty's here, you got your sticker as well. Mega Bronson, hello. Harpsichord Enjoyer, you got your sticker as well. And then I do have like a collab message, and it also kind of doubles as a way to cancel out redeems, because the redeems for today might be a little bit distracting from a cool scene that we've cooked up here, but you can still cash in your sniff of stickers. Fugubi, hello. All right, I think we've caught up on who's here. Welcome everybody. I'm kind of excited for today's class session, because we're gonna have a little bit of show and tell with a fellow bear. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to class. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. It's two bears this time. There's two bears. Let us know how the audio levels are, by the way, because I think I put it so that Folk's voice is basically like equal to mine. But
I should probably talk some more then, so that they can actually say something.
Yeah, no worries. Actually, I think I'll put you down just a smidge. There we go.
Uh-huh.
Alright, but hello everyone, hello, it's me, Babinka Bear. I'm your local Sun Bear art history teacher and educational streamer, and I'm joined today by Folk Zauberer. Go ahead and introduce yourself for the folks that don't know you yet.
Hello, I'm Folk Zauberer, the Bear Wizard, the Wizard Bear. I play video games on the internet, and I steam a good ham.
Yes, he does. As you can see in front of us in this little setup that we have here. But yeah, so just to get things started, Folk had contacted me about, I forgot what was the context of like what initially like why you initially asked, but I remember you did contact me about like, oh, let's first of all, you started off with like, oh, feel free to say no, but I kind of want to look at like the artistry of like steamed hams and all of the little like different iterations of steamed hams, right? And we kind of like went from there.
Because I think we were just talking about this. Like it's been a long time coming that we both knew we had to do a collab that was somehow Simpsons related.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it just needed one of us to come up with an idea of like what to focus on. And then I was just kind of browsing through these, and then my YouTube algorithm started spitting up the steamed hams edits again, and I'm like, you know what? That's something that we could actually talk about.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Because, like, I have no doubt that, I know I said this before, I have no doubt that, like, even... Oh, you know what? Let's also put on some music. I know you won't be able to hear it, Folk, but I'm just gonna put on some Dankmas in the background. I feel like it's apt.
Of course.
So, yeah. Cubs, you might hear some music by Dankmas. This is a cool artist who makes music out of just clips and sound bites from The Simpsons. It is a little bit low volume, but hopefully you enjoy it. But yeah, I was gonna say that like I feel like the both of us, if we had just gone off the idea of like, oh, let's do a collab based off The Simpsons, like that could go in so many different directions, but grounding it in something like steamed hams, I think was definitely the move.
Yeah, because it could go off just like we could be talking about an episode, another episode, and it's like, where do we start? Where do we end?
Yeah. Where do we draw the line? Right? Exactly. So I'm excited for this. I think one of the first things that we should do, though, is that not everyone here might be familiar with steamed ham, so we can definitely kind of just like introduce that.
It is 30 years old.
It is 30 years. Oh my gosh, what a concept! What a concept to think
In fact,
about.
I should mention we timed this eerily perfectly because earlier this week on Tuesday, I believe, was the 30th anniversary of the episode of the Steamed Hams bit airing.
Yeah.
So like we didn't even plan this because we had planned the date for this collab like I think like a month or so out just because it was what fit our schedules.
Yeah.
And it just so happened to hit the same week that its anniversary was.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like when you told me, I was just like that's so like I forgot the word for it, but like it's just so like so cool that we happened to like hit that 30-year anniversary. Also, hello May Shark, and then yes, Mega Bronson, steamed hams.
Steam from the big ham.
Steam from the big ham.
Big ham.
Big ham. Hello, May Shark. And yes, Mega Bronson, we are steamed hams. We are having steamed hams right now, despite the fact that they are obviously grilled. But yeah, can you turn up folk a bit? Yeah, I totally can. Let me put Discord up. All right, let's see. Oh my god, the song that just played on Dankmas is we've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas.
It's not the one where it leads into Ned's dad doing the bongo.
Yeah.
Thing, so it's like, boom,
boom, ba ba ba, boom, boom, ba ba ba. Yeah. I love how his videos also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think that one in particular is my favorite of his.
Yeah. Because it's also like it's kind of satisfying once you get like the rhythm of his like bongo drum. They're like boom boom bap 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 boom boom bap bap bap. And I like his music videos too. Like this is gonna kind of turn into an ad for Dankmas, but you guys should definitely check out his music, but also his music videos because they also include the original Simpsons scene in them, and the way that they repeat into each other is just so satisfying. Exactly. We tried nothing and we're all out of ideas.
Because he likes to do this thing where like he makes a beat off of like this one section, and then he transitions to a second section. And then by the end, he finds some way to bring them together.
Yeah. I didn't know that he also does reviews on like headphones. And
really?
I only found out because Beans is actually really big into headphones and different like headphone qualities and stuff. And he's like, oh my gosh, like Dankmas also does like, he has another like YouTube channel. I think it's like Dank something. Dank Pods, I want to say, you know, like AirPods, but make a dank. So he does that as well. I know nothing about the audio world in that regard, but what matters to me is that he does these sick Simpsons tunes, if you will.
Yes.
But with that, let's we could talk about steamed hams. But let's play steamed hams for folks. We were like concerned on whether or not we would get like copyright, but because there's so many parodies, it feels like no, you know, like
these things have been up on YouTube for some of them upwards of like 8 years. So
yeah. And if the
mouse was gonna have a problem, I think it would have come up by now.
Exactly. Watch, because it's the 30th anniversary, it's like, oh, now we're gonna start copywriting it because it's there's so much content. So much content. Disclaimer, these clips are for educational purposes. They are what's that term where it's like we're reacting to them and we are creatively it's different. I'll just say that. Steamer debuff. Yes. Steam debuff.
These clips are for reading education purposes only.
Yes, exactly. We're art appreciating and we are ham appreciating right now. Exactly. So yeah, let me go ahead and bring up the original a clip itself. It's short, actually. For those that aren't familiar, this is a short story from an episode. I don't remember the exact season, but it's an episode called 22 Short Stories from Springfield, if I recall. And this is just one of the short stories. It's only like less than 3 minutes long. And I don't know.
I actually have some notes prepared about the episode itself that we can go into after we actually watch the bit.
Let's do it. All right, let me actually pause the Dankmas. Go ahead and navigate over to... This is something different. This is something we're going to do later on. But here's the original clip. Let me make it a little bit bigger. And then let it roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Nina. Hello. We're watching steamed hams. Mmm. All right. Oh no, it's going right into the the playlist, but I think I paused it. But yes, that is steamed hams, the original, the OG. I feel like it's been a minute since we've even seen like the original because we're so used to seeing all the parodies.
Uh-huh. Just watch
Exactly.
it straight through with nothing weird happening.
Right? It's like I'm fully expecting something to happen, right? Like some kind of time loop or anything. But I am getting a little bit ahead of myself in that regard. So for once again those unfamiliar, that's the original. And the reason why we're talking about it is because for whatever reason this specific short from this episode has spawned so many like reimaginings, like remakings, it's like edits where like the context is just completely different. I just realized there's an aurora in your kitchen, in my kitchen, like at this time of day, at this time of year, in this part of the country, localized entirely in my kitchen. It is the aurora borealis.
Yeah, no, it suddenly became a meme like about 8, 9-ish years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and just there were a ton of these put out. Like, it actually took a fair amount of effort filtering through a lot of them just for this today because there's so many of them.
Yes, 100%. Like behind the scenes, we were planning it like through DMs, and I was trying to find a couple of like videos to kind of like look at, and then I had asked you to find some. I think you already kind of had some on your like on
Yeah,
your list. But then yeah, it was hard to kind of like nail down like which ones because there's so many. There's just like a surprising amount.
it's like for us showing it off. I think we wanted to show some of the more like shit posty ones that are basically kind of like ye olde YouTube poops
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
there's plenty of those. But then there's ones that have a lot of effort put into them, and they've
Mm-hmm.
practically become something entirely different on their own.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like they've evolved into their own things. And we're going to see later on that like even like live action kind of like feature films even. The 30-year
Mhm.
anniversary people made even more. Oh man, I'm kind of excited to see that
Yeah,
cuz
we might see a bit of a resurgence. Unfortunately, I've seen that when you get more recent ones, there's unfortunately a lot of AI involved.
yeah, I know
Thank
what you're talking about.
Thankfully, when you look at the ones that are like 8 years ago, you know it can't have any of it because it didn't exist then.
And definitely wasn't used in the same way that it's used like nowadays. Because I think I've
Yeah,
seen some
and
ones that are
mhm,
like early AI, like back when it was like what was it, Dali or something,
yeah,
where like you know it's kind of like passable, but then you definitely get into the realm of like oh no, this is like really badly like AI generated.
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
it's gotten to the point where one of the actual effort creators, I think we're gonna look into him specifically later. He's had to put out making of videos for each one just to prove that it's not AI, which
Mm-hmm.
eh,
Yeah, it kind of
I
sucks in that
really wish
regard.
he didn't have to do that.
Yeah. On one hand, it is cool to see the behind the scenes, but it does suck that like without those it would be like
Yeah.
questionable, right?
Yeah, like it is cool to see behind the scenes, but it's just that little feeling that that the primary reason he's putting it out is to stop people from saying that it's AI.
Exactly. Exactly. So, actually with all of the different videos that we found, we were able to kind of like put them into different categories. Let me actually like direct to that right now. I'm using one of my favorite mediums that I also use with the collab with Mega Bronson, Figma, where we kind of just with the list that folk had sent me, I was able to I kind of started to notice that like oh we have some different like categories of like these different edits. First of all, I also want to just appreciate, because this is also an art appreciation, check out this art that folk made of us. This one
Don't
was so
appreciate
good.
it too hard because it is mostly a trace, but I mean,
I
for a shit
mean,
post, it's fine.
yeah, exactly like um I think for one, like a lot of artists do still like just use tracings, especially for like meme edits and stuff like that. But even if
Yeah.
it like even with it being a trace, you still added like all the features of yourself, myself.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
I don't
no.
know, there's just so much charm to it. Like I think my favorite in your design is the little like Final Fantasy 14 like job
Mhm.
stones, and then for me like the back of my jacket, and then like my favorite little touch is the like eyeliner like under
Yeah.
my eyes.
it I noticed that when I added it, it suddenly transformed the entire face to look a lot more concerned.
Yeah, it did 100%. Like I'm just like oh my god. I love it a lot. And it's funny because well, sneak peek, we are going to be doing something a little bit later on, but the roles are going to be slightly switched because when we were deciding on the roles, I was like, "Oh, you already like drew the art where I'm Chalmers and you're Skinner," but it's like like I said, we're getting a little bit of ahead of ourselves, but um also I was thinking, folk, if we could, do you want to do like the live thing now, or do you want to go into the categories? What do you think we should do?
um I
Uh,
think maybe just before we get into the edits, maybe now's the time for me to give a background on the episode
ah,
itself.
yes,
Since
yes.
we just showed the original, so to be extra, I don't know, educational about this,
Yeah. You know what?
look into the origins of this because it is actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Also, hello
I,
Peck
d-
School and
I
hello
don't have any
Station.
visuals to go along with it, so this is going to be a bear with me situation.
Ahaha, because we're two bears, you see.
Ha ha ha.
We could,
So
yeah, we could do it on the fly. Like, I could either get some pictures, or if you kind of just want to like have this as the background, like the cool picture that she made, I'm down with
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So like you said, this comes from the episode 22 short films about Springfield. It was a season 7 episode.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, the idea from it came originally from a season 4 episode.
Mm.
Do you remember there's an episode that ends with a short little bit about Ned Flanders that has a theme song?
Oh, that sounds so familiar. Where he
Here,
has a theme
I
song.
can actually send you the link to it really
Sure.
quick. It's a 30-second bit.
Oh, okay. This is kind of coming back to me. Wait, let me put it here on the screen. Sorry, I have so many windows open that I'm like, where is this gonna open to? Yeah, this one. Ned Flanders. Everyone who counts loves Ned Flanders. What episode was this?
It was put at the end of the episode. What one was it? The one where Bart and Lisa write an episode of Itchy and Scratchy, but they put down on
Oh.
the credits that it was Grandpa Simpson because they wouldn't accept an episode written by kids.
Oh, and then it kind of ends. Is that the one where it kind of ends with like the not Lisa and Bart, or was that a different episode?
No, that's a different one.
Oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, so basically they had that 30-second bit there as filler because the episode didn't fill the 22 minutes by itself. They're like, we need 30 seconds from somewhere. So they made this stupid little thing about Ned Flanders that had nothing to do with the rest of the episode.
They couldn't use the circus couch gag.
Right? They couldn't have extended the couch gag?
Yeah, like a little like they have in the past, you know.
Mm-hmm. But so that apparently led to an idea that they were like, okay, we can probably do this later too when we have when we need some filler, just do a random little bit about some random side character. And then from season 4 all the way up until they were getting ready to make season 7, they never had an episode that ran under on time, so they didn't get to use the idea again.
Ah, okay.
So basically they decided, we're going to make a whole episode that is short bits like this involving side characters. Because that was
Okay.
another thing, was that by the time season 7 rolled around, The Simpsons had this huge cast of side characters, and some of them had barely been fleshed out at all. And so they wanted to put a spotlight on some of them, and literally what they did was they got the writer room together. All of them wrote down like a few of the side characters that they liked, and drew them from a hat. And
that's funny.
And then each writer wrote like a 1 to 2 minute segment about that character.
Okay. Wait, that's kind of awesome.
And then the way that it all got strung together was basically intended to be a reference to Pulp Fiction, with this idea of a whole lot of different things occurring that get intertwined in weird ways. Especially since there was a plot involving Chief Wiggum that was a direct reference to Pulp Fiction.
I was gonna say,
literally just lifted scenes from Pulp Fiction and put Simpsons characters in it.
Yeah, that is one of we were talking earlier about like knowing certain series just through kind of like osmosis, and like specifically I feel like I didn't watch Pulp Fiction until I was very much an adult. So like that parody was kind of like my first foray into things like Pulp Fiction, which were at the time like these big like well-known cultural things, you know?
Yeah. And then so for the bit, which is officially titled Seymour and the Superintendent, or Skinner and the Superintendent, whichever one. This one was written by Bill Oakley.
Ah, okay.
Should be a pretty decently known writing name because he's done a lot of other decent shows. Like Mission Hill was him.
Oh my gosh.
Was him and Josh Weinstein. That's like what they went to after they were done with The Simpsons.
Oh my god, Mission Hill. I think we're actually gonna see like in one of the animation videos, someone does like try to emulate the Mission Hill style, and I kind of forgot about it until I
Yeah.
saw that.
But yeah, no. So Bill Oakley wrote this bit, and because he was a fan of Superintendent Chalmers, because at the time, this is before the Frank Grimes episode, so he noted at the time Superintendent Chalmers seemed to be the only character that operated within real world expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And basically his idea for the skit came from the fact that every interaction we had seen between him and Principal Skinner at this point was like at the school, Skinner's trying to convince him everything's fine and that anything that's off or really bad looking had a perfectly reasonable explanation,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and Chalmers ends up buying it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to just string a bunch of those together.
You know, I never actually put that together that he like buys into it because I'm so used to just seeing him as like the strict super. He's not even really that strict. It's just that like a lot of times these situations are that ridiculous, but I'm so used to him just screaming like "say more." But it's like actually, yeah, if you think about it, he is actually like oddly accepting of a lot of like ridiculous things that happen. And I'm just thinking of the what was the episode with like "Grace me up, woman," you know, with like groundskeeper
Yes.
Willie. Like, yeah. You got grease? Yes, I do. Then grace me up, woman. And then he like falls into Santa's little helper.
Dokey.
Yeah, okie dokie. Yeah,
Yeah, because he's chasing after Santa's little helper.
he's chasing after Santa's little helper. Yeah.
Children, don't be alarmed. There's a dog in the vents.
Oh my
see,
gosh.
this is why we can't just do general
I
Simpsons
know,
talk. We would just be quoting episodes at each other the whole time.
For real, 100%. But yeah, no, I didn't realize that like he is oddly accepting, even within steamed hams. Like
Yes.
the Aurora Borealis, he's just like, oh, can I see it?
And he just accepts the fact, no, and then they just leave.
They just leave, yeah.
He doesn't even do any pushback after the initial questioning.
Exactly. I never even put that together. Hello, Shiopi. Hello.
Oh, and one thing that's actually kind of interesting from a production standpoint. So during the bit, when it does like the little theme song and it's showing clips from previous episodes, those clips were not like cherry picked or anything. Those were clips from literally every time that Chalmers had appeared in the entire series up until that point.
Oh.
Here's the cool production part of it. It includes a clip from an episode earlier that season.
Oh.
Which, since seasons tend to get made all at the same time, the fact that they managed to include a clip from earlier that season is actually interesting.
Yeah, because then you would kind of have to, I guess, work with like either the animation team or like, do you know if there was enough like, I guess, difference between the two episodes? Like, was 22 short stories like from later in the season and the episode they pulled it from
later in the season? I'm seeing here it's the 21st episode in the season. So if Chalmers, I'm not sure what episode Chalmers appeared in earlier this season, that one, but if it was early enough, then that could explain why it worked out.
Yeah, because if it was like the episode immediately after, then I would imagine that would be a little bit more difficult because then you'd have to like go to the animation team and be like, oh, can we like grab this scene? Because back then, I think by this point it's still traditional animation, like cell animation, not digital. Like digital wouldn't be until like way later. Like I don't even know what season.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
and in fact, they would likely, even though it's traditional animation, it's also the fact that it's outsourced animation as well.
Oh,
so
true.
It would have required collaboration with whatever their animation studio was at the time.
I remember hearing that like they outsourced to Korea. Like I don't know if they still do, but yeah.
That it was outsourced to Korea after the first two seasons with the Klasky Supo stuff that oh boy,
Yeah.
it was a little rough.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see the first two season like anime, especially the first season, like the episode with like the babysitter where like the animation is so fluid, but it does feel very classic super. It does feel very
And that's
like
the thing
Nickelodeon.
we could tangent slightly on this.
Yeah, yeah.
But that episode was meant to be the series premiere.
Yeah.
It's just that it got delayed like 3 times because the animation was so bad that they had to push the Christmas episode to be the premiere.
Yeah. Like it's true. I started watching, well, I guess this is another kind of tangent, but do you watch any like YouTubers or like content creators that focus on The Simpsons?
I've seen a few videos here or there. I don't follow a lot of them particularly, but I would say some of my knowledge has come from some of these videos. Yeah.
Ah, cool. I used to only watch I think he's called the J Sims. I think is his name, and he does a lot of like kind of like character focus. Well, he just like his whole content is just The Simpsons. So he'll do like reviews of the different seasons, like a big retrospective followed by like their top 10 picks from the season, but then they'll also do kind of like deep dives into specific characters. So it's funny because when you're talking about Chalmers, I remember watching, he did a video on Super Nintendo Chalmers, and
Yes.
what's cool is that because he is still keeping updated on all the Simpsons episodes, he even goes into like newer developments. And I don't know if you knew this already, but I found out from his video on Chalmers that him and Homer actually developed like a very odd but very like sensical like friendship with each other. And there's also lore like, oh, Chalmers also has a daughter who he has like kind of a strained relationship with, and it's stuff that like I'm so used to like classic and golden era Simpsons that like all of this is like, oh dang, yeah, like I guess the characterization does like march on in that regard, right?
Man, how many estranged daughters do people in Springfield have? Because Krusty has
Yeah,
one,
Krusty
Reverend
has
Lovejoy has
Oh my
one,
gosh, yes.
Chalmers has one.
Yeah. I feel like we're getting a trend.
Doesn't Rainier Wolfcastle, I guess, not estranged, but he also has a daughter
I think so.
that we see in one episode because it was a guest star.
Yep, I was thinking about that too when you mentioned Reverend with what's the daughter's name? It's not Helen, because Helen is the wife. Do you remember the daughter's name?
What was her name?
I forgot, but I just remember she was like specifically like she looked vaguely East Asian, and I realized like, oh, it's because like Reverend Lovejoy has like black hair, but she was also like her voice was also a guest star. I kind of forgot, but
usually when it's something like that, it's a guest star. I think Krusty's daughter was too.
Yeah, exactly. Dang, we definitely went on a tangent. What was I talking about? Chalmers, content creators, stuff like that. There's also I think you gave me like a fun fact, and that's where I kind of like went off the tracks a bit. Yeah, production stuff, season 1 stuff is like crazy to look at. Just like the odd like side characters that never show up again, and just like the style of it is so different compared to like nowadays.
Especially since like it was still working off of how the original like shorts were, because
yes,
like, the original idea of The Simpsons was that it was supposed to be like the anti-nuclear family where like they're all just terrible in some way.
Yeah.
So like you had the abusive dad. Marge was originally a drunk.
Oh really? That I didn't know.
But she was also still kind of like the only remotely sane thing holding the family together.
The straight man, if you will.
You had the 2 crappy kids, and then you had the baby.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Because, like...
Lisa used to be just as much of a little hellion as Bart has been.
100%, and you definitely see it in like the first couple seasons. I think I mentioned on stream before that like when I was a kid, my mom would, to entertain me, would just like throw on a VHS that wasn't, you know, like a VHS tape that she bought, but one that she recorded. And one of the episodes on there, it was a lot of like season 5 and 6, but there was one season 1 episode on there, which is why it's kind of like embedded in my head a little bit. But it's the one where Homer's family gets in, like, all of the power plant employees get invited to like a banquet at Burns's mansion. And it's funny because they're like in that episode, they're all of the whole family is for some reason like being either, like you said, little hellions, or I think Marge was either sick or something was like happening. So like they were definitely not the image of the perfect family. And Homer looks over at another family and they are like perfect angels. That would have been a perfect opportunity to have the Flanders family, even though they don't work at the power plant, but just some kind of like comparison. But instead, they chose kind of like a random family that we never see again after that episode.
It's funny you mentioned that because that actually was the original intention for the Flanders family, was to just be the anti-Simpsons.
Ah.
They're all nice to each other. There's no problems whatsoever. And then the Christian angle kind of got brought in pretty heavily, and then. This is where we actually get the term, the Flanderization.
Flanderization, yes. Yeah, because he started out not, like, he was religious, but then, like, I don't think, like...
It was literally just because they went to the same church.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I do remember in those initial seasons, Lisa was like more down to do like more mischievous things with Bart. It wasn't until later that she was a little bit more of like the academic of the family. She was like, then she went into like the whole like vegetarianism. So you get that kind of eco-moralistic angle to her as well. But yeah, those initial seasons, I do remember she was just as much of a hellion.
Yeah.
But it's not like Marge is perfect either. She did get possessed by Gamblor that one episode, you know.
And she was originally written in to be a giant rabbit.
That too. That's the crazy part of like, if people have ever wondered about like Marge's like big hairstyle, I know that Matt Groening used to have another. Was it a comic? Do you remember?
It was a comic. It was called Life in Hell.
It was
about these rabbit people, and the initial idea behind Marge and her hair was going to be that she was going to be revealed to be one of the rabbits from Life in Hell.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only official media we have that still reflects this is the Simpsons arcade game.
You're right, because when she gets electroshocked, you could see the bunny ears, right?
Yeah, there's also part of one of her attacks where like because she like swings a vacuum around. There's part of one of her combos where like her hair can get stuck in the vacuum, and so for like a frame or two, the hair gets pulled up and you can see the ears.
Oh my god, I actually had no idea. That's awesome.
But that's just because Konami literally only had like half of the first season and some notes to go off of for making a game.
Yeah. It seems like it was a pretty good game. I've been wanting to play it, but I've never been able to find it in any like old school arcade.
I enjoy it.
Nice.
I always judge an arcade's quality by if they have either The Simpsons or one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh my gosh, what a deep cut.
If they have one of those, it's a good arcade.
Yeah, exactly. There was one at Evo, kind of in your stomping grounds, in your forest grounds. At Evo, they usually have like a big arcade where they have a whole bunch of like old, what are they called again? Cabinets. They have a whole bunch of like old cabinets from like bunch of different like games from all over the world, well, mostly Japan and the US, but like lots of games. There was one year where they had The Simpsons, but it was always taken. Always, like every time me and Beans went, it was always taken. Yeah. And since then, I haven't seen it since. I haven't been to Evo in a couple of years, granted, but like
it's also excruciatingly difficult to play it at home.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it seems good. It seems solid, you know? But we
should get back on track.
I was thinking about that too. Yeah, we have definitely gone off on that tangent. You were talking about like the production and kind of the making of steamed hams. So you were talking about how like everyone's picking names out of a hat, which like thinking about it, that whole episode is like kind of like zeroing in on specific like side characters that we don't really get to see more of. So,
and then I think the last little tidbit is the fact that it's called 22 short films about Springfield does not reflect the amount of short films that are in the show.
Yeah, That's true.
The 22 is a reference to the 22 minutes of time an episode takes. After segments were cut down for time, there's technically 19 of them.
That's pretty close. I would have thought it was less.
If you include the little bit with Professor Frink at the very end,
where
he tries to tell his story but gets cut off by the credits.
Yeah. What do you mean tangents? This is a regular stream. I mean, that's true. No, but yeah, because I thought it was less, because if it's 22 minutes of runtime, that means like a story every minute. But like, as we see with like Steamed Hams, that one is like a little less than 3.
Steamed
but
Hams takes like 3 minutes by itself.
Yeah, just by itself. So, and I do remember the Frink one. I'm trying to remember the other ones, because that's the one that starts off with them over like Millhouse and Bart over the overpass, right?
Yeah, and then it's Apu closes the Quickie Mart for 5 minutes to go to a party. Lisa gets gum in her hair.
Yeah.
Mr. Burns and Smithers get attacked by a bee while on a tandem bicycle.
And the only way that, because, what is it? Smithers is allergic to bee stings, but he still has to bike his way.
They collapse right in front of the hospital and only take Mr. Burns in.
Oh my gosh, I'm surprised I haven't, or maybe someone has done this, but like that is like the starting plot to Cyberpunk, the anime. I'm surprised I haven't seen that as an edit yet. Maybe that'll be the next iteration of edits. Will be more from 22 Films from Springfield.
Yeah. And then of course there's the Chief Wiggum stuff that has all the direct Pulp Fiction references. Just the crusty, partially gelatinated, non-dairy gum-based beverages.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about some of these.
There's a random Bumblebee Man skit where just bad things happen to Bumblebee Man.
Yeah, is it him coming home from shooting, and like it's just him like with his wife and like Chihuahua puppy and stuff?
Yeah, it's just bad things happen to him in his life too.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see, sorry, this is gonna be another tangent, but the dub voice, there was an episode lately that kind of featured Bumblebee Man, and his speaking voice is actually the Mexican dub voice of Homer.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't know the context of that. I saw a clip. Yeah,
it's good that they got an actual like Spanish speaker to take over for him, because I mean like it's one of those things that it's kind of like a relic of the time, and that's all you can really explain it as, because like a lot of old Simpsons stuff wouldn't fly being written today and being acted by the people who do it. Like Bumblebee Man itself is just this big fat character, like stereotype characterization that like I don't know if you could get away with. I mean, hell, we saw the discourse about Apu years ago, and I mean, whether or not you agree with any of the things that came out of that or the decisions of the showrunners, I mean,
I think if we could like touch on it a little bit, I think it was like good intentions. The only thing is that because The Simpsons has such a long legacy and there's so many like recognizable voices, I see like where the pushback is coming from, especially with people being like, oh, you know, like this is woke and all that kind of stuff. But like, I think it is a bit sad that like instead of just, because I think I know that they like replaced the voices for Carl and Dr. Hibbert and employed an actual like black guy to voice them, and then he does actually like have lines now, but I think they didn't do that quite with Apu, because his whole role as like, you know, the Quickie Mart, you know, like owner is like a bit too much of like a stereotype. But the thing is, like, and just in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I do feel like they kind of fleshed out Apu enough that he isn't like
they really did, because like he's not just some guy that works at a convenience store. He owns that Quickie Mart. Yeah.
He owns it. He's
pretty high up in the company there. He has a large family he takes care of. He's shown as being generally competent around a lot of things, and just shown to be just an overall good person.
Okay, you know what clip I just recently watched, because I was looking through like all these like Steamed Ham clips? Do you remember when Principal Skinner loses his job and he goes to the Quickie Mart with Bart?
I know which one.
Yeah, he's like he's talking talking about like, oh, now that I don't have a job, I have time to get to things like writing, and I want to write this story about dinosaurs being brought back to life through like sci-fi cloning, and then you immediately see Apu's face just frown, and he goes into a whole rant of like and it's like there's so many cutaway, like there's so many like fade outs that make it seem like he's been ranting for hours, and it's him saying that like, how could you not only like steal an idea that is very popular but also name it something that no one would ever want to watch? And there's like a fade out that implies that he's been like ranting for like several minutes, and he's like, it's one of the most popular movies of all time, and then it ends with him just being like, what were you thinking? It's like one of the few times you see him like so passionately angry about this one hyper specific thing that it's like, I do feel like that kind of counts towards like his like characterization. It's so random because like never before does he ever talk about like Jurassic Park or anything, but it's just so ultra specific.
And then just at the end of his rant, he just immediately kind of like snaps back. It's like, I mean, come again.
Come again, sir. The like unhinged like, what were you thinking? But yeah, like I see the pushback. And then Fugubi said in the chat, like, you mean in Scary Movie when the MC spoke Japanese with only Japanese brands? I think that is where like a lot of the you know, like, yeah, we want to give more roles to people of color, and then make these representations a little bit more true to like non-stereotypical. I understand that, but to like Apu's,
because you can make it an actual joke without making fun of the language itself, just being like, oh, he's just saying car brands or something.
Yeah.
Like, one thing that comes to mind, if I think just as a last little tangent before we should bring ourselves in and actually show what we're here for. The show American Dad, I believe, has a character that exclusively speaks in Japanese.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they actually
Toshi.
have... Yeah, and it's like, it's actually authentic, and they still make a good joke about it without the joke just being, oh, he speaks Japanese.
Oh, 100%. And I think that's one of those things where, like, a lot of people praise American Dad for, like, I don't know, just, like, at first glance, it seems like it's just a copy of, like, Family Guy, but it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid in a lot of regard. Yeah. But yeah, we do have, so before we get into what we came here to do, I do think we have an ad break coming up soon. I didn't get any message for it. Oh no, you know what? We started at the 5-minute mark. So we could either tangent more until the ad break. We could just like get into the swing of things. What are you feeling, Mr. Zauberer?
If we got like 5 minutes or something, we have time for the Dankmas one, if we just want to run that quick.
Yeah, we could. So
because that's just 2 minutes.
It is.
So the funny thing with Dankmas making a steamed hams bit is that he actually beat the meme by about 1.5 years.
Yeah,
I just happened to make a video on the steamed ham segment.
You mentioned that, and that was like, I actually didn't realize that, because this was made 9 years ago, 2016. And like a lot of those memes came out 2017, right?
Yeah, Dude Man was a prophet.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I can go ahead and play that one. You know what? I think it's actually on this window. There we go. So yeah, here's a little touch of some of the parodies that we're going to be looking at. But we can also kind of jam out to it. Not starting with the butt. I like how deep fried the quality is. Steamed hams. Steamed hams. The zoom-ins are so funny. The isometric exercises. We're having Aurora Borealis.
Zilla.
But Zilla.
Zilla.
Oh, these are all the clips.
And then, of course, there's the animation error where he shows the obviously grilled burger that he's already taken a bite out of, and it's still a full patty.
Yeah. I forgot about that part, but like looking through, or like listening to like this bit, it did make me realize that Chalmers, he likely has the same voice as Wiggum, right? Is that Hank Azaria?
I think so.
Yeah, I kind of forget, like, I know that, like, Dan Castellaneta and Hank Azaria are kind of, like, the two big ones.
The Simpsons actually, at least back in the golden era, ran off of a weirdly small voice cast.
They did, yeah. It seems like a lot of the characters shared a lot of voice actors, which, like, it's really impressive that, like, without knowing that, all the voices are incredibly distinct from each other. It wasn't
like occasionally hear little bits, like you were saying, that like there's some bits where Chalmers sounds a bit like someone else, but like they mostly do a good job of it. Even Dan Castellaneta, who has in a lot of non-Simpsons roles has trouble not sounding like Dan Castellaneta.
That's funny. That's funny because there. Oh, what was it that like whenever Homer yells, you can hear a little bit of like Barney or a little bit of
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is harder to control your voice whenever you're yelling, but like the otherwise though, if you are like none the wiser of like who voices who, like all the voices are incredibly distinct from one another. It's cool to see. It's cool to see. And there was something else. Yeah, the animation error. There was something else I was gonna say, but it just floated out of my head. But I think I do like Dankmas's edits. Are good at kind of like recontextualizing or just like making a completely different joke from the like, well, you steam a good ham, but they're obviously grilled.
Yeah.
Kind of got me.
You're an odd fellow, but they're obviously grilled.
Yeah, you're an odd fellow. But... or the you're telling me we're having Aurora Borealis. So there's that, and then one of the ways that you can tell that this predates a whole bunch of the steamed hams meme is the title. The title, it just follows Dankmas's usual like writing the name out with like spaces in between, but I feel like had this come about during the like, you know, like all of the other edits and memes, it would probably be like steamed hams, but it's like a dank beat or something like that.
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
Like, would he have been able to resist the steamed ham's butt title?
Exactly. So that's kind of like a little taste of the different categories. I think that's probably where we'll start off once we get to the ad break. We could go into the categories, or we could do the live thing if you want. What say you? I'd
say let's hold on the live thing for a bit. I
Okay.
think a good place to start would probably be like the like kind of the basic edits.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. So, yeah, Cubs, when we come back, we will go to ad break in a little bit. I'm not getting like the prompt for it just yet, but I'll probably just run it. Nah, I feel like I shouldn't run it manually because sometimes I get a little message being like, "Oh, now you have another ad playing."
I've heard that you can time it wrong and get double ads.
Exactly. So I might want to prevent that. But I guess what we could do is we could just like vaguely introduce the fact that there are like when we were kind of collecting this whole playlist of different videos, I did notice like a couple categories ranging from edits to animations to like live action. And it just keeps getting like weirder and weirder from there. So let's see.
I don't think we pulled any clips from this, but there was There was also a small subset that came about because of Fortnite, because there was a bit where
Oh,
they had a Simpsons map. It included Seymour's house because of the whole meme thing,
I
and
had no
so
idea.
there are some videos out there of people like recreating the Steam Tam scene on the Fortnite map.
I had no idea. Wait, that's awesome. I might wanna look at that during the ad break. But
Hmm.
that's cool because like now I'm interested in like what are the different eras because we were just talking about like now there's like the late because the 30th anniversary now it's kind of like the unfortunately like AI era, but then there's also like 2017 is around when the first edits started to come out. So
Hmm.
now I'm hearing that there's a Fortnite era as well. Interesting. Daniel plan. Sorry,
Lisa
I'm just
needs braces.
Lisa needs braces. All
And we could
right,
go on for like 5 minutes with that.
we could. Oh my god, we could. We could. I do have the prompt for the ad break though, so it's gonna be starting soon. If it's okay with you, we're gonna go to an ad break. I'm gonna actually take a break as well, so I'll be back in a couple minutes. So, all right, let me mute my mic. Still muted. There we go. All right, we are back. Thank you for waiting from the ad break. HTTQW5, hello, hello. Thanks for dancing along to the beats as well. I do like that Dankmas song. He said he didn't want to eat his damn vegetables. All right, and we are back. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Yeah, where were we? We were talking about Dankmas. Oh, we could go into the different like categories and then start off with some different edits of steamed hams. Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, when we were kind of like collecting all these videos, we noticed that like there are a couple of like big categories. I think the most common category you see of different steamed hams edits is edits actually is just what I kind of like defined here as like it uses footage from the original short but edits it in different ways, often to absurd effect or to reference other works. So a couple of the ones that you sent me, folk, were steamed hams but every time Skinner lies time resets, and Chalmers, wait, I'm trying to remember like the full the full name for this one. There's the role reversal, and then every time Skinner lies, time resets, and what's the rest of the title? Chalmers is aware of it. So we're not gonna watch all of these like edits and iterations back to back because, for one, we definitely want you to check out give these videos a view for yourselves, but also like then also the stream would just go on forever and ever. But yeah, like a bunch of edits. So a lot of these. Yeah, like I said, they use the actual short itself, but like depending on how good the person is with like editing or how hard they want to go with the editing, they just completely kind of like reconfigure and recontextualize the original short. For example, like the steamed hams but the roles are reversed. That one has like a lot of really good editing. The first rehearsal one is pretty funny too because it's mostly the same thing except they just add in like them looking at scripts and like pausing. And then there's one where like Seymour's played by Google Home. But in your opinion, folk, like which out of these did you like? Also, hello, Killing Vanilla. But yeah, which one of these or what else do you want to say about like I guess edits and stuff that you've like found?
Well, I mean, I don't got much else to say about it other than, you know, back in my day, they used to be called YouTube poops, and they were about CDI games.
Well, yeah, actually,
and just they may not use that term anymore for them, but like I don't know, the art never dies.
The art never dies.
Something else.
So I'll be honest with you, I never really like, even though I grew up knowing that YouTube poops existed, I never really checked them out because I don't know why, but I want to say it's because like just seeing the fact that it was called YouTube poop kind of like turned me off. Like I felt like I knew that it was just going to be like some kind of like weird edit, and I guess I felt like I was quote unquote too good for that, even though clearly clearly I am not.
Really good ones. And again, like just like we see here, some people like really going into the editing and it almost becomes something else entirely.
100%, because like with these edits you kind of do see I guess like to go slightly deeper into it, like people that like are able to edit or learn to edit for the sake of like for lack of a better term, like a shit post. I feel like that's kind of like the gateway into like learning better like editing skills, you know? So
yeah.
So but you know what? Without further ado, we could get into watching which do you have like a preference for which one you want to watch? Do you want to watch the time loop or the
I think the time one works, especially since you have it loaded up already.
Yeah, true. All right, let me turn off the Dankmas. So here is a good example of like these edits.
So while it's playing through the unaltered beginning, we'll remind you this is steamed hams, but every time Skinner lies, time resets and Chalmers is aware of it.
Yeah.
It does take a little bit to get to the first lie.
It does, which is surprising. Yeah, I lowered the volume just a little bit. There you go. Because it also plays the theme song.
Yeah, some of them skip the theme song.
Yeah.
I think there's not some concepts just have nothing that they can do with it, so they just leave it out.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes into Back to the Future.
Yeah, yeah. The repeating Seymour is so funny though. When I watched this last night, I was like, it was stuck in my head for a while. The thing is, like, the subtle.
And then, yeah, it's just the subtle. I made it.
Yeah, like it just keeps getting like. Well, you guys will see. You guys will see. I think they're gonna skip the opening at this point.
I think so.
There you go. The little no.
No. And don't worry, he doesn't get locked into that. He figures out a way around it.
He figures out a way. The slow, like, bitter, like, hello, Seymour. The slow-mo right before is so good. Seymour! It just keeps getting shorter. Now it's just Seymour. The same one.
Just doesn't even say anything.
Doesn't even say anything. The fact that Skinner doesn't react at all. He's just like, oh,
Nope.
that's Chalmers.
Yes. Chalmers just completely disengages. He's not gonna say a goddamn
I'm just not gonna
thing
say a damn thing. Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't even
He
come in
doesn't
now.
even come in. Dang, I wish there was a way to disable this.
Yeah. Oh, that wacky YouTube.
Mm-hmm. He just leaves.
No conversation, checks his watch and leaves.
He just said, I've had it. Oh my god. Okay, before we start that next one. I think part of the fun of a lot of these too is like every time you send me, or you send it all to me in like one big message, but for every video I would go into the comment section because there's always something that like someone else has noticed that I hadn't. Let me see if there's any good ones with
Every now and then they include some like real subtle edit.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the beauty of a lot of these edits too, is that like some of them are very like overt. Like, you know, you get the theming right here with the title of like, oh, every time he lies, time resets, but then like the little things like how Chalmers's like initial line changes. Like, I made it here despite your directions, to like Seymour, to like, God has no place in these walls. And it doesn't even end with that.
The last one, he just says nothing and interrupts Skinner and just walks in.
Yeah, just here. You think after the first couple loops, Chalmers would stop going into the kitchen? He did too. He just stopped going into the kitchen.
He just flat out stopped going into the kitchen. He disengaged entirely from the whole event.
Or this one, I can't decide if it's funny if Seymour's blissfully unaware of the time loop, or if he's just as aware as Chalmers. I like the silence! Chalmers, I've come to bargain.
And the funny thing is, even though that the silence sounds weird and out of place, it is a Chalmers line ripped from another episode.
It is. I think all of these are ripped from other episodes, and I think that's what kind of makes this a lot funner than like, because there is a later one that I can't tell if they ripped the line from another episode or if they are using AI. I'll tell you later on what the context is, but I kind of like the charm of like how chopped up it sounds.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say with this one? Yeah, just a lot of like the cute subtle edits. You know what? You had mentioned like the silence. Like there are some parts where after Chalmers says silence and then it's just like a still frame of Skinner. There's another one that I don't know if I sent it to you or if I included it in here, but it's one where it's like Seymour is tripping on LSD. And
I've seen that one in the suggestions. I haven't watched that one.
That one is also like pretty well edited in my opinion, because you could easily just like if I just like tell you the title of like, oh, he's tripping on LSD, you can imagine that they're playing around with all the effects that you would see in like any video editing program. But no, he actually like the editor makes a good job of just like making sure it's just from like Seymour's POV. And if we want, we can like take a quick gander at it. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but steamed hams but LSD. I think specifically he takes 10 hits of LSD. I think just starting with like this initial one. Like here where it's like that little yeah. It's a thing where literally just a still frame can really kind of like, I don't know, put the whole edit together. So like I said, we won't watch the whole thing, but I don't know, I think that's part of the artistry that we want to kind of like yap about too, is that like it's not even just the ones where it's reanimated, which we'll get to, but it's the ones where it's like it's literally just an edit and it's so funny. I think after this one is go ahead.
There really is an art, like even though it's such a basic thing, there is an art to it, because like you're still trying to, I guess, make a new thing out of it, essentially.
Exactly.
So you have, and you're just, I guess it's kind of like you're making something, but you're limiting yourself with the, I guess, the pieces you're allowed to use.
Exactly. And I think, not to get too like philosophical or anything, or just like when it comes to art, yeah, I feel like limitation does drive a lot of like really cool creativity, because it's like, oh, like the parameters.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like the parameters are just like you have to work with the clip itself, with that less than 3 minute clip. And I think the next one actually, like, it has a lot of like really creative edits, because I think all of the stills and scenes are from Steamed Hams. Actually, when was this made?
The roles reverse one, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think this one even actually pulled any lines from other episodes.
And it does have kind of that like choppy effect to it as well.
Yeah, they do a lot of just like slide animations.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like that. Like that right away. Despite my directions. Despite my directions. In this part of my kitchen.
I love that line. Fire in this part of my kitchen. You know the.
You know the. Good for you.
And then just.
Yeah, the little slide animations. You're an odd fellow. We're having steamed hams.
It kind of just like recontextualizes the whole thing. It's just, I call hamburgers steamed ham. He just says it so deadpan.
He does.
Like he's just like, I'm telling a shitty lie, but I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Kitchen. Cut off, no.
I love how like half of his ass and his leg are missing from that graphic.
Yeah.
It's taken from the bit at the end, so like the
it's like covered by the. Yeah, exactly. There were so many moments, and I think this is another one where I like went to the comment section. I think the funniest one is the where he just says something like, "I'm from Albany," and it's just like that's the whole line. There's no context to it. I think it's this one. Kitchen, yes. Seymour, you're an odd fellow. We're having steamed hams. And then the implication that Chalmers tried to deliberately mislead Seymour with the directions to his house. I'm trying to find the Skinner mentioning I'm from Albany as like a fun fact, and Chalmers skeptical, just makes it even more funny. He's just like, I'm from Albany. This one has a lot, like, in comparison to the one we saw before, definitely like a lot more edits, and like you said, I'm pretty sure like they didn't pull from any other episodes, which like contributes to just how like choppy it is.
And there was only like a couple lines where they had to like completely construct a line from the soundbite.
Yeah, they did. They did. Oh, what word was it?
Like hell, the no from Chalmers, because Chalmers doesn't say the word no in the entire bit.
So they just get like the N sound and the O sound from somewhere, or it's like I think they cut out a word. What is he?
Yeah.
I also like how in general, because the roles are reversed, it feels like Chalmers is like a lot more like abrasive in general, instead of just like the nervousness that Skinner has. He's just like, you're an odd fellow. We're having steamed hams. What is that behind you? Aurora Borealis.
Skinner is just too nervous to challenge any of it.
Yeah, exactly. Or the kitchen. Yes. The first rehearsal one is also pretty funny. Because of like it's pretty subtle compared to the other edits where like it is basically just steamed hams, but they edit in them holding the scripts. And like the little pauses.
There's a lot of pauses. They read it.
Mm-hmm.
At the start, Skinner has to check the script to remember Chalmers' name.
Yeah, exactly. And the little thing with like the eye movements.
Yeah.
The hand on the shoulder.
I think like there's a couple flubbed lines.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're like making edits on the fly on their script.
Yeah. They're practicing. They're practicing. He has to remember to be angry.
The big gulp.
Yeah. The little point to the
Just
script.
completely forgot his lines, so he had to reach down for his script again.
Yeah, he couldn't see it from where he was like leaning. Excuse me. Yeah, the little additions of the scripts are so cute. Caesar.
And you can hear Agnes just flipping through her script, even though she only has 2 lines.
Yeah. She completely missed her line.
Her second line.
Yeah, when it's just literally just yelling. And then almost getting run over by the fire truck as well. Because that's a part of like Steamhams that I always forget is the fire truck at the very end. Because I think that's where like usually
some people
everything.
don't include it.
Yeah.
But it's because it's used as the transition to the next bit.
Exactly. And then let's see here. That one like felt really good because it's like relatively simple, but like there was still a lot of editing with like the eye movements and stuff like that. The Google Home one. So we're getting into the territory where it's not just edits, but now we're like, I guess like they're not really like they're adding something new by like taking Skinner's lines and I can't quite tell if they're like running it through Google Home or like they're giving
some where they like run Chalmers's line through Google Home to see what it responds with, and then I think it's some they just ask it to like define something.
Yeah. We'll take a glance at this one right now. What?
And the funny thing is, like, you have to know what Skinner's lines are to get the jokes in this one.
Where it almost feels like that's part of the comedy.
Yeah.
Chalmers is just standing there.
On Chalmers. Yeah.
Not him just explaining what smoke and steam are. This one's so good.
Yeah. It just references itself.
Exactly.
Because it's the only thing that's steamed hams.
Yeah, when you look it up. The
I see.
It's Chalmers' lines that really like build up to it.
It just defines what a patent
What a patent
is.
is! Patented Skinner burgers.
And then they use like the Google Home error messages for this.
Oh my god.
The timer.
The timer. The freeze frame.
Oh, baking soda or a lot of baking
Or
soda.
a lot of baking soda. One of two choices. Amazing. Yeah, that one. That one was good because of like all the. I think Chalmers's lines also kind of helped into it, where she's just like going into the definition of a patent. And he's just like, uh-huh.
Yeah. Just, I don't know, the fact that Chalmers' lines are completely unaltered.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. This next one is one that I found through my algorithm. But I thought it would get a kick out of both of us because there's this and then there's a follow-up. So this one is steamed hams, but every time Skinner lies, the moon gets closer. And then there's a follow-up that is like very like it's almost a deep cut. If like depending on like how much you know about like Majora's Mask lore. So have you happened to see this? Have you seen this one before?
I have not watched this one, no.
Cool. Algorithm, this bears a steamed
And
hams.
yes, Mega Bronson, if you watch any amount of steamed hams videos, YouTube is gonna be like, oh boy, you know what I have for you? There's like 50 of these.
At least. So this one we can watch in its entirety, but it's very similar to the like time loop one, but with a couple added effects to it. And of course they have to use the moon from the 3DS remake, not the original.
Moon's haunted.
Moon's haunted. This too. Legend of Agnes. YouTube the steamed hams peddler. Exactly. The first day. Noon of the first day. The UI.
Yeah. Nah.
My face when I hear that music.
The Z targeting.
The
Not the
ocarina.
ocarina. Climb.
I didn't even notice they have the same sound as when Link goes on grass.
And that's another thing I always check whenever they show him getting burgers in a game UI
Mm-hmm.
is like, do they show him getting 4?
Oh, true.
So I think I've only seen one person mess that up.
Oh yeah. Not the heart. The heart when you eat the steamed hams.
Oh god.
The
Just
music.
rumbling.
Yeah. But also the music getting to that quicker pace.
It's in the day 3 version already.
Yeah, it is. It is. The music. All of Springfield.
Okay, but wait. Do they do the Moe's bar gag?
Oh my gosh, I forgot about the Moe's bar gag. They do
No,
this
they
part.
don't. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a missed opportunity.
I know, right?
Oh dear God, no.
Oh dear God, no. You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? So there's that one. That one was all like fun, just on face value. It does. We're also getting into the point of now we're getting into edits that also reference other like games and shows and stuff. I didn't include too much in our list, but I know I've seen like there's one for like Nier Automata. There's one for like Persona. I don't know. Have you seen any other ones of
I
that
haven't seen
flavor?
those ones. I did see one for Mega Man Battle Network.
Yeah, I saw that one too. I'm
And
not.
then I know you had it in the list, but I don't think you have it on the page. But I know you included there was an Earthbound one.
Yeah, yeah, there is an Earthbound one. That one was really cool because it looks like someone made like custom art for it as well. But yeah, before we get into that one, because I think that is the next category is like animations. There is one, like I said, that's a bit of a deep cut. So like, how familiar are you with like, for one, actually I don't know if this includes Majora's Mask like speed running, but are you familiar with the infamous Ben Drowned?
Yes, I'm very familiar with Ben Drowned.
Nice, nice. Well, this next one is basically that. It's Steamed Ham, but it's the day 4 glitch. Are you familiar? Because actually, I'm not sure if I'm even that familiar with the day 4 glitch of Majora's
I'm
Mask.
aware of the day 4 glitch. I'm just not sure what it entails.
Ah, okay. So I vaguely know it because it's apparently like either a glitch or also a speed running strat. But also, hello, Matthew. Hello. We're talking about steamed hams. Take a look at the renovations of the classroom real quick. Um, I know that there is a way where if you look, I think this video even like kind of like hints at it, but like if you look through the telescope right before the moon is about to fall, but then you also do a whole bunch of other actions, it cuts the timer completely. Apparently during the now we're getting to like the production of like Majora's Mask, but apparently like there was kind of a debug state or there was some kind of state where like the timer, the 3-day timer was off just so that the devs can like experiment with things. But I think it was also apparently in the production there was one point where instead of it being a 3-day time span, it was a 7-day, maybe even 10-day time span. But then they had to cut so much because of just like the capabilities of the N64 at the time.
Yeah,
But
and then gosh, I imagine if they were gonna have it be that long, that was probably just gonna be like an overall time limit instead of a repeatable time limit.
yeah, I think so. I think so. So actually,
I'm a little happy that they went with that instead because I think I've mentioned this on my streams a few times before. I don't like when games do the overall time limit thing.
Oh my
It
gosh, yeah.
it's not because of like a game design thing. It's a very personal thing. It's just because the idea of having a set time limit to do the whole thing just kind of stresses me out and makes me try to like I get too focused on efficiency.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And like, I think I fully agree. I know that time limits have always stressed me out in video games a lot, whether it's like an overall time limit to complete like a certain task, or like, you know what? I'm realizing that Ocarina of Time has that. At the very end after I think you're heading down from Ganon's castle.
I mean, bits like that I don't mind too much, but it's like something like Pikmin 1, where it's like I
Oh.
have 30 days to do this. So it's like, oh, then I have to make sure that I'm beating the timer on that. And if I don't have a productive day, then, the terrorists win.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, I've actually never played Pikmin 1, but I have heard that it does have that like kind of overall time limit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's you have 30 days to collect 30 ship parts.
Oh.
So on paper, if you're averaging a part a day, you're fine.
Mhm. Mhm. But like I don't know, I can imagine all the ways that that could go awry.
Yeah.
Like I said, I
It's
haven't
also
played it, but
why I can't get into the Persona series.
oh, that makes sense.
Because
Yeah.
at least I believe 3 and 4, I'm assuming 5 does as well, because I think it's just a thing with the series. They've had overall time limits. So it's like, I would get too caught up in trying to be efficient.
Yeah, you know what? I know what you mean now because I was imagining games that have like an in like an actual like time limit, like you have 30 minutes to complete this. I think Final Fantasy 9 has one where it's like a you get Steiner's like best sword, like second best sword by
Oh
like
god, I have never been able to do
I've
that.
never been able to do that, but
You basically have to speed run the game to get to it.
mhm. Exactly. Like you would have had to have like already played the game and just like not enjoy the story
Uh-huh.
in order to get
Or
it.
not spend some time doing Chocobo Hot and Cold
Yup,
like
yup.
some sort of monster who
Like
doesn't
some
play
kind of
Chocobo Hot and
monster.
Cold.
Mm-hmm, exactly, exactly. So, but now you're making me think of, yeah, there's the games where like time doesn't necessarily move, but it moves once you like complete a certain number of actions. And
Uh-huh.
yes, that does also stress me out because I feel like it ruins the completionist like wants in me to like I just want to explore everything. What do you mean that like I'm gonna have to for
Uh-huh.
sure miss something if I like once I progress the game thusly, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, to get to yeah, so the next one is Steam House, but it's the day four glitch. So that day four glitch is kind of like a carryover, both like a debugging thing from what I heard, but also kind of a carryover from when it was like a longer span of time. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think we'll just go ahead and play it. Keep running out of time during Steam Hams. Here's a trick that'll make your life easier. Search
Search
underneath
underneath
the
the table.
table, yeah.
I did actually notice that in the original video.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did.
My god, it's it's Nibbler's shadow all over again.
Yep, yep. You got the 4-day glitch to work. So that's the end of the like actual part, but then then it goes into kind of like some Ben Drown stuff. Like this.
There it is already.
Mm-hmm. The like freakiness of it. What was the name of that song? The one in Majora's Mask where it makes like a shell of like your character?
Oh, shoot,
Um
I
Elegy?
The Elegy of Emptiness.
Yes, Elegy of Emptiness, yeah. I think that was March's voice. Now we get into the like avant-garde, almost like getting into like horror type edits. That I feel like I haven't seen a lot of horror edits.
I've seen a couple.
There's one called like Chalmers isn't Chalmers or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's like a. I watched that one. I think that's supposed to be like a Skinwalker thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a couple that have been made that are SCP references.
Ah, oh my god. Is this all of the Elegy of Emptiness? Like, is this supposed to be Deku Scrub? This is like default link. I think they just picked like some random like PNGs for this one.
Yeah.
Steamed Hams makes me think of White Castle since I had some today. Nice. Hope it was good, Matthew.
They made Moe's grin bigger.
They did.
And actually, they made Moe's grin exist at all. I know that PNG.
I know that PNG.
In that one.
That's funny.
I know that PNG. We went to school together.
We went to school together. Valedictorian. Oh no, we're getting into the horror stuff. Ah, not the flashing. Apologies to those sensitive to that.
Thankfully, it's not bright color flashing.
Mm-hmm. This is what I meant about you're gonna be hearing people saying that line, and I feel like it's AI generated, but well, we'll see. We'll see. That's not.
But
you shouldn't have done that. That sounds AI generated, right?
Probably, but how long ago was this one?
Good question. This was last year.
Yeah, so it very well could be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The true horror.
The true horror, front-facing Simpsons.
Front-facing Simpsons. That's another thing. Have you ever I don't know how much you're on other social media like Instagram, but I do know that there's a whole bunch of Instagram accounts that's just like little niche things about the Simpsons, such as like front-facing Simpsons and like criminal Simpsons, or like Simpsons architecture, Simpsons liminal spaces. Have you seen those?
I have not. I've seen some things that end up in like other places, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't spend a lot of time on a lot of social media things.
Mm-hmm. Probably for the best. Probably for the best.
Yeah. I mean, I look at Reddit, and I look at the people I follow on Blue Sky, and that's kind of about it.
Mm-hmm.
And for looking at Reddit, I mean, I look at the specific subreddits I follow on Reddit. I found that any site, if you just go into the big open field of everything, is where you run into the terrible stuff.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And like for me, the limitations of Reddit are mostly like if I'm Googling something very specific and I need an actual opinion and not a paid opinion, usually I'm gonna find it on Reddit.
Yeah, it's very the strat of just type in Google thing I'm searching for Reddit.
Yeah, exactly.
The strat is very real.
Exactly. It's like like a service that needs payment or something where it's like Reddit, is this a good service?
It's also a better way to find something on Reddit than Reddit's own search function.
Yeah, crazy how that works. But yeah, like a lot of the those Instagram accounts that I was mentioning, I mostly found out about it, and I know I mentioned this to you before the stream started, but Super Eye Patch Wolf. He is a content creator that he actually just came out with a video, but he makes videos on a bunch of different things. Like I said, I got introduced to him because like he would talk about anime, but as you can see from like the vast like diversity of what he makes, he talks about like anime, manga, video games, wrestling, fake psychics, Mother 3, and he has made a couple of videos about The Simpsons. So if we take a quick look-see at that. Here.
I know I've seen a few people link. Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff come up in my algorithm occasionally. I've never watched him though.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Like I do like his style of video essays, and as you can see, they're pretty good for like if you are need something to listen to in the background. His first couple are like about 30 minutes each, and then Simpsons is Good Again is an interesting one because it's about an hour long, but it talks about like what are the parameters of saying that The Simpsons is good again. And I think a whole bunch of other like Simpsons content creators have also done something similar, but the one I like a lot is this one, The Bizarre Modern Reality of Simpsons, because it follows this video, the fall of The Simpsons and how like, you know, oh, Simpsons isn't that good anymore, etc., etc. But then this is kind of talking about like the no, stop, there we go. This is kind of going into like almost fandom slash like how people reimagine The Simpsons, like recontextualize The Simpsons. He goes into basically a lot of like different fan works. Like I haven't heard of this one. This is Bart Kira. This is Akira but with the Simpsons characters. And like people who just make art of like the various like backgrounds.
There in the corner. Have you seen the Dark Homer series?
I haven't, but that's like another example, right, of just like reimagining The Simpsons. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've read them. I think there's only a handful of them, but
okay.
I have read it.
Would you recommend, or is it?
I'd recommend checking it out just for a little bit of a. Because it's a weird thing, because like you can tell they made it as like a one-off comic of just this silly idea that there's Dark Homer, and then they turned it into like a short, like it is a dark series.
I see.
Like I think Marge is dead in the series.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so like in that same vein of like a lot of these are kind of like taking this media that has existed for so long, and like the characters are so like well defined by this point. Well, I guess it depends on what writer is writing them, but like the characterizations for the most part are like, you know, very well defined, and then kind of like either turning it
have their flanderized tropes to work off of.
So it like the fan works kind of can either go into that flanderization or like go against it. You know, I find
like,
it
defying it can be its own thing, kind of, which is partially what the Dark Homer thing does.
Yeah. So well, now I want to check this out. But that's essentially what this whole video goes into, is like almost the fanon of The Simpsons. And this is the part where he kind of talks about like different little like Instagram accounts or just accounts in general. I think some of these are also on Twitter, but I think this one is like Simpsons Liminal Spaces or Quiet Spaces or something, where it's just screen caps. A lot of these accounts are literally just screen caps, but they all follow like a certain theme. So like Liminal Spaces are very oddly specific things, where it's like, yeah, you know what, this is an aesthetic. Like actually this one that I just stopped on, like this is like very aesthetic. So
yeah,
that's what like a lot of this video is. I definitely like 100% recommend. Oh, here, Surreal Simpsons is a cool one. Worst Simpsons faces, I think that's where you see a lot of like frontal you know,
yeah, you're gonna see a lot of front facing and probably a lot of smear frames too.
Yep, and a lot of like season 1 stuff, because I recognize this one is from the episode I mentioned where they're all at like Burns's mansion. So a lot of these are kind of like touching on that. Yeah, smear frames.
Yep,
oh, right, that's cursed. And then he does talk a lot about steamed hams and the different versions. I actually found out about a whole bunch of different versions from this video because he does link them at the end. One where it's like there's actually an Aurora, Sims 4, I want to say, different animation styles. I couldn't find this one. I tried to find this one, but I couldn't. It's a dating sim, steamed hams. So it's cool, like, cause he does like go into like he really harps on this one where it's like a Nier Automata steamed hams. The only thing is it's a little bit lost on me because I haven't played it, but
yeah,
it seems good. But yeah, I definitely recommend this video. Oh yeah, and then there's like different fan works like this, you know, zines and such that kind of like reimagine, like you said, like Dark Homer is kind of like going in a little bit into Homer's personality. There's one where
just making me think of the I Am Simpson.
Yeah, yes, 100%. I think he might touch on that one in this video. Yeah, I do the I Am Simpson one. If we want to yap about that, we have a couple minutes before the next ad break. We can.
Yeah, because I think you brought that up in another stream before.
Mm-hmm.
How, because that was done by the guy who did the Rejected cartoon.
Yeah, he did. I forget his name, and it is in one of the animation compilations that I wanted to show. But yeah, it is that guy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like it. I don't know. It's like he's making a parody of The Simpsons that is a parody of The Simpsons, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's one of like my favorite couch guys just because it really does touch on the sheer longevity of The Simpsons, because I think that's what makes a lot of like the culture and parodies and like fanon around The Simpsons work is like how long lived it is. Like it's a very core part of a lot of like millennials' childhoods, but then it's still so long lived that you could make those like I forget if we said this on stream or off stream, but like South Park, where they went for so long that they could touch on the whole thing of Kenny dying every episode and turn it into a bit of lore. I haven't seen this episode yet, but I hear that there's a Simpsons episode where it kind of does that, but it's a non-canon, like, I don't know if it's Treehouse of Horror or something, but it's basically...
Yeah, I've heard there's an episode where, like, they go to, like, a Simpsons theme park, and it's just a bunch of attractions that just, like, endlessly spout out the quotes that people like.
Exactly, that's the one that I was talking about, that I wanted to talk about.
I think it's kind of meant at a jab at people who refuse to even give current Simpsons a try, and just you know, sit there quoting the lines from whatever they consider to be the golden era.
Exactly, and it's funny because like Super Eye Patch Wolf, that's his next video is the Why Simpsons is Good Again, and I think it's because it's gone on for so long and it's had its kind of like bad moments that now it can touch on the longevity. It can get a little bit meta with that little like theme park episode, and then apparently I think the latest season or last year's season, it opened up with Bart having a birthday and turning would he be 11 or something? I think
he would be 11.
He would be 11.
He's been 10 this entire time.
Exactly. So like it opens with like his birthday, but then it's him realizing like, wait, like this isn't like it's almost like a fourth wall, like the Beyond the Matrix kind of thing, where like he's becoming like kind of self-aware. And then it goes into like a whole part where I think Homer, like he's like goading Homer, he's like provoking Homer, and eventually like Homer starts choking him, because you remember like he didn't choke him for a long time because of
they made a big deal about how he was going to stop doing that, and then they made a big deal about how they're bringing it back.
Yep. Basically, it was that episode. So it like touches on that meta and that longevity of it. So it's interesting because it can do that now. I think that is what like Super Eye Patch Wolf's like third Simpsons video is all about, where it's like, well, now the series can do that. I think, I don't know, do you know too much about like the production of like who is leading the show? Because I hear that people have like come and gone, but some have even come back.
Not really. I have to fully admit I don't watch modern Simpsons. I don't know. The last time I watched a newer Simpsons episode was probably getting on at least 5 years ago at this point. So I don't even know what the current is like. I just know that at the time it wasn't for me.
Yeah, no,
And
100%.
I think that's another thing that a lot of people need to take into consideration here is that like it can be a good
Sorry, I accidentally cut you off because we do have an ad break coming up. I forgot that like your audio doesn't get into the recess scene, so if it's okay with you, we'll go to ad break real quick and we'll come back right to that point. Alright, cool. And then let me also... I'm gonna eat some bagels off mic. Alright, I'm back. I was like scarfing down some bagels that Beans had made for me. And I think the ad break is finishing up. So we can get back into the living room or the dining room. And yeah, I'm so sorry. I cut you off at the kind of like tail end of what you were saying of like watching
That's fine.
new Simpsons. Yeah, like I made an attempt because I think one of the Simpsons content creators that I watched, they recommended like 10 best Simpsons episode from like the latest seasons. And a lot of them are pretty solid. They don't quite hit the same as like the old Simpsons, but like we talked about this before the stream as well. Like it's just by its nature gonna be different because one, different writers, the cast has aged 30 years.
Oh god, some of them sound rough these days. I've seen a couple clips.
Yeah, did you see that one
I
clip?
think it's Harry Shearer who does Mr. Burns' voice. He's sounding rough these days.
Oh no, because I've definitely seen that clip of it's Marge and Flanders talking to each other. Like Marge, 100%. Like her voice has gotten rough. It's like I feel so bad for her. Like I feel like at this point they need to like hire a new person because like her voice is like really raspy. And even Ned's voice also kind of sounds like pretty rough. It's like a lot deeper than it was kind of in the initial seasons. So, but I've heard that like some episodes are really good. I haven't checked out too many of them. I'd be willing to check it out, but it definitely hits different. Like, and I hear that like just thematically, I've heard some of these content creators like go into like what the theme is or what the like basic story is for some of these episodes, and it sounds really nice because some of them like I've been hearing this term that you know, jerk ass Homer, like kind of like around the same time that Family Guy was airing. Like it felt like Homer's personality became more like of a jerk ass, but apparently in the later seasons that's done. Like no more jerk ass Homer, you know. But I also feel like that could just be dependent on the writers or like the you know, what needs to happen for the episode. We need a jerk ass, so you know, get Homer on the case, you know.
Of course.
Let me see here. So next up, in terms of like, we were looking at a lot of edits. The edits are all very well done. The next category that I found a lot of videos on was animations. So
yeah,
these have been really cool because while the edits mostly depend on like the original like footage or the original like short itself, this one reimagines the original short, but like either in their own style or in like different mediums, because I put a couple of examples, but there's just so many. Like I couldn't fit all of them here, but there's like this one, which is Lego. There's this one, but like every scene is a different animation style. This one's claymation. The Flash one is pretty good because this is actually like a follow-up to the original video, but they added like the full experience of like you're on Windows XP and you're like, you know, the unregistered hypercam. Steamed Hams, but it's remade in Simpsons and Movie Maker. Which, did you ever play Simpsons?
I
and Movie Maker?
had the Simpsons Movie Maker when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I specifically remember when I asked my parents to buy it for me so I could stop using the demo version.
Oh. Oh my god, back in the day when you could get like, well, you could still get demos, but there's something about demos that hit a little bit different in the 90s, I feel. It was like its own disc, or it was like specially made to be a demo. Hello, something, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, the Simpsons Movie Maker is by no means a good program, but it is a fun thing for a kid to just mess around with.
It totally is. And like, it's unfortunate, but have you seen first of all, have you ever made any attempt to like play it again on your computer?
Not recently, no. And I know it's from that era.
Yeah.
A CD-ROM, a Windows 95 CD-ROM game, trying to get it to work on a modern computer.
Yeah, there's even a whole video I saw on like why you can't run that game anymore, because like it has to do with like frame rates, and it's something that like even if you run like a Windows 95 emulator, it's still something where like apparently it draws on like the hardware of your computer to run.
Yeah,
so
a
like
lot of old games tied pretty much all of the game processing to something like the computer's processing speed. And so, like, you'll actually still get... This is why games that you can run through DOSBox, it has the option for setting cycles, so DOSBox can actually simulate a slower processor speed for DOS games to work properly.
Yeah, which is
otherwise stuff would just go zooming.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what happens with Windows. Sorry, not Windows. Simpsons like Movie Maker, is that like the actual like when you try to drag a character along the screen, it goes like way too fast, and it's like there's not really like a lot of good ways to fix it. So
the problem with the CD-ROM games as opposed to DOS games, because DOS games you can pretty much go through DOSBox and 9 times out of 10 you'll be fine. CD-ROM games, however, that ran through Windows in the era, you basically need like a custom front end built for them.
Exactly.
And that's where things like ScumVM could come up, but like it's not compatible with every game. And who out there is going to be like, okay, it is my mission to get Simpsons Movie Maker running perfectly good in Windows 11.
Exactly. It's like, while a lot of people have nostalgia for it, it's not exactly like a priority for a lot of folks.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But yeah, so like with this whole category, it's like different little animations. There's a really cool one where it's like a graphic adventure, and it's by a channel called like MS-DOS Friends, I think. And then after we watch a couple of these, I definitely want to look at the channel of Tyrone D's. We were both talking about his works and just how much effort. He's definitely an example of someone who like puts a lot of effort.
When we were coming up with like our respective lists of ones we wanted to look at, I think it was definitely clear that we both had like 2 or 3 that were from this guy in particular.
Yep, 100%.
So we definitely agreed like we should just feature him separately as like his own thing, because he's doing some stuff on another level with Steam Tams. It's crazy.
Yep. Actually, like while I tried to summarize all of his works, there's actually still 2 videos on this Figma that are by him. It's the feature film and the Dr. Seuss book. Like you guys will see that it's not even just like that he drew digitally like Dr. Seuss-esque like a Dr. Seuss parody.
Actually printed a hardcover book.
Yep. It's physical. He's reading through it like it's a little read-along. It's so awesome to see. So yeah, before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these animations. The Lego one was pretty impressive. Once again, we're not going to look through all of it. Let me see if I can get back into the playlist here on this window.
Especially since, like, you know the bit now. So.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone knows the bit. So here it relies less on like the content and more on like the medium. So just to like really quickly scroll, let me mute the audio for this one. This one's cool because like they make
it's like it's very Lego movie.
Like the lighting is solid, the changing faces, the way that it still looks like, you know, Lego. It's very cool, and like I said, it depends less on the content and more on like the medium, though the medium is also the content, but yeah. But the script doesn't change too much. This one is another cool one because it references a bunch of different animators. So like Samurai Jack, Hanna-Barbera, but specifically Ken Muse, Worst Batman Cartoon Ever, Storyboard. I think one of them was like Ed, Edd and Eddy. There we go, Mission Hill. You had mentioned Mission Hill, yeah. Jay Ward.
Which, as we covered, an apt one to include just because of who wrote this bit.
And the Tracy Ullman era Simpsons, where it's just so animated. I think this is all one person that that did this too. This Lotus Bandicoot person. Because they're doing a whole... Oh my god, Fat Albert. They're doing like a pretty like broad look at different animators from like all the way back to like, if we're talking about this style's probably like a little bit of 50s to like 2000s, 2010s.
that we're also doing like a mixture of like professional animations and also some more well-known like internet animators as well.
Exactly. It's cool because it's like every single like different shot is, oh my god, mucha lucha.
And they did their own clutch cargo.
They did do their own clutch cargo, yeah. My gym partner. Some of these, like, I was looking at the subtitles and was like, I forgot that these existed.
Yeah.
JG Quintel. That one was like a fast few. And then like an actual like live action.
Just a shot of a fire
just a shot of a fire truck. Yeah. This one I didn't include on the Figma, but I kept seeing like the what's it called? Thumbnail for it.
Yeah, and these are popular for people to do for things because you can get a whole bunch of people together, and it ultimately doesn't require a whole lot of effort for any one particular person. The effort becomes in actually wrangling the people together. Where because they'll make it so like each person only has to animate, like this one says, 13 seconds.
Yep, exactly. And it's kind of like up to the animator on like if they want to make it like super, you know, animated, or if they want to keep it like a little bit more rigid. But I think it's also like, yeah, it's also just like a good project for like, I guess, beginner animators to work on, because it's like a good chance to like collaborate with other people, but also like it's kind of low stakes. And you, like you said, you only have to animate like 13 seconds, which like, I like that this one.
You're not handling the whole project by yourself or something.
Because there are a couple where like they definitely, like the one where like Skinner is dancing, it's like, oh, they did like a lot.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, the Cowboy Bebop. And then there's one where it was just like a sliding animation, so it's like it's kind of like up to the animator to decide like how much like they want to put into it. And I do also just like the different like styles, because as opposed to the Lotus Bandicoot one where it was one guy animating in different styles, these are all like different animators.
Yeah.
not the Bob-ombs. Not the
Bob-omb Battlefield.
Yeah, the Bob-omb Battlefield. So there's that one. The claymation one is also pretty solid. It has like a really nice quality to it where like you can tell that this is like a physical like little background that they have. They made all of the little props. The way that they even made the intro. The little like smoke effects with like translucent fabric.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort and creativity, and I think it kind of goes with the thing you said before of just like, in this sense, it's a good place for starting because you're recreating a visual here and you don't necessarily have to come up with the whole thing yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like I do hear that like for people that want to like, for example, get into video games or video game design, their like first tip is to like, oh, like just copy, like remake essentially like a video game that you really like, or like if you're an artist, then like, you know, working off references of just like you're already starting with some kind of like baseline.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's just we're working kind of in the opposite way from the edit, whereas like the edits are making new content with the old visuals. We're now making new visuals for the old content.
Yep, exactly. Because as you can see, like there isn't any like edits to the script or anything. It's all like the visuals. This is the one that I had mentioned, that this is like, it's a flash from 2005, and the artist initially just made the video itself, but then they started adding things like the Windows XP, the unregistered hyper hams, by the way, not hyper cams. And then you have the whole thing of like, well, you can't just like access the video. You got the MSN front page. You have to go to newgrounds.com. You know, you have the ads. Ignore the porn ad. You know, Steamed hams is the first result, of course. You know, watch the movie.
Oh, I remember when Newgrounds looked like this.
Right. You have the loading screen and everything. And then you actually see like the animation proper. Where it kind of has that same.
By the way, are you intended to have these muted?
Yes, just because
Okay.
like I
just wanted to make sure.
yeah, just because like for the ones where it's like edited like the edits, I think that's fine copyright wise, but because this is like actually edited by like another person, I'm not sure if
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
Besides, like you said, the script is going to be unedited for pretty much all of these.
Yep, exactly.
Because we're basic, like I said, taking the old content and putting it into a new media.
Exactly. So there's that one, and then yeah, then there's the graphic adventure and the Earthbound one, and then we'll get into Tyler Days. Here, I think this is a whole fan game. I don't know if you were able to actually like download it. 2022.
I'm not sure. One that I mentioned to you that is not on either of our lists was an actual like thing you could download to play and go through.
Oh, that's sick.
It's not on for everyone else here. It's not on either of our lists, but there is a Steamed Hams, but it's a playable episode of Umineko no Nakikoro ni.
Yes. You showed me that one.
I watched it. We can't feature it here just because it's almost 19 minutes long.
Yeah.
Which, you know, go figure, making an Umineko parody of a 3-minute bit is going to stretch it out to 19 minutes.
Oh, of course. Because it's never going to be a straightforward like retelling. Like they have to include all the details in that one.
And I've not done much in the Umineko world. Also, I have to be careful. I just said Umineko 3 times.
Saku's gonna come out of nowhere.
Summon Saku.
Yeah. Exactly. It's okay, Saku's busy. There we go. No, but yeah, I love the Umineko one. It's funny because I was just somehow Umineko also got back on my algorithm, so I was watching a lot of that. But I think the 19-minute retelling is kind of like very apt for the series because it is it is like that. I'll just say that.
From the comments section, I was able to see that like people generally agree. Yeah, it basically matches the Umineko writing style pretty much perfectly.
Exactly. Let's see, she's indeed streaming. Oh, Tomodachi Life right now. Cool. But yeah, so this is another cool one. This one is like every time I see good pixel art, I'm like, dang, I wanna get back into doing that.
And the thing is, this one in particular, and you can tell just because of like, as long as you know this sort of thing, with how the text comes up and partially the general style of the sprites, it's specifically going for the style of the LucasArts adventure games, like the Monkey Island series.
Exactly.
Especially like the art style partially, but then
like
absolutely
here.
with the way the UI looks, and then the text for the dialogue is exactly what the LucasArts games did.
Yeah, where it's kind of like hovering above them and trying to find like a good example. There we go.
Yeah, and they even included like the slight awkward pauses between the dialogues that have to like display at different times.
Yeah, I like that it's just like going off of the lines too. But yeah, it kind of like, I think that's a cool thing too with these animations and these these animated versions, because like not only do you have to take the original work into account, the original short, but it's also like what are the little nuances and the little details of the medium you're copying, right? Of like an MS-DOS or like a LucasArts like click and point adventure, where like what are the little nuances of that you also have to include?
Because you not only have to do like the original bit, but now in your new media you can sneak in references to the media you're portraying too.
Exactly. I just realized this part right here where you have a choice between like, good lord, what is that? Aurora Borealis, Aurora Australis. I think the fire from the oven has spread. We are in danger.
And like I think they do it twice where like the player tries to pick the sensible option and Skinner just goes
Oh, this is when they just picked up Aurora Borealis. uh... There's that one, and then, like I said, I wasn't able to put it on the website, but there's also an Earthbound one.
The fun thing with the Earthbound one is, as someone who used to be into...
Wait, his name is Seymour and SNES. Super Nintendo Chalmers, yeah.
Yeah, as someone who used to be into Earthbound ROM hacking, I was a lifetime ago.
Okay.
There's parts of this that would be done through that and just recorded off the emulator after doing a ROM hack. But then there's some that are definitely just animation, like this. This scene is absolutely done with animation, but I have a sneaky suspicion that anything that is like just the 4x3 and doesn't have the character like sliding around awkwardly, like this part could be in ROM hack territory.
Oh, interesting. I like that he's fighting monsters on the way to the Krusty Burger.
Specifically the snake, and he does a critical hit. They edited. Yeah, actually, you should play the whole snake bit.
Okay.
Because this is a reference to another Simpsons episode.
Cool Snake uses... Wait, is this the Whacking Day one?
Yeah. He does a critical hit on the snake, and they changed the smash to a whack.
Oh.
And then you begin to question the ethical underpinnings of Whacking Day.
Oh no. Or I guess, oh yes. That's cool. I had no idea that you were into modding. What is it, Earthbound? I actually haven't ever played Earthbound.
Yeah, it was a long time ago that I was into that. I imagine the tools have probably gotten a lot better since the old days, because that was the original fandom website that I was on the internet, was starman.net.
Oh,
which
cool.
was like the Earthbound site. Fun fact, the people who ran that now run the store Fangamer.
Oh, I bought from Fangamer. I'm pretty sure I bought from Fangamer before. They're the one that sell all that merch, right? That's awesome.
They get a lot of good deals for stuff. Yeah, I've been around. Well, I've been on the websites of those people for a very, very long time. I remember when Fangamer was brand new.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, that's... At first I thought that I would like, because Earthbound is kind of just something that I kind of missed out on growing up. But like, Fangamer I've definitely heard of, and I don't know, that's pretty cool to see like where they've gone from here.
Yeah. It kind of makes sense for them to be peddling, especially a lot of niche indie game merch coming from Earthbound roots, like they did. Yes,
exactly. I think that is a game that I would want to play, because it is kind of like, I know we're kind of getting into a tangent, but like it is one of those games where it's an RPG, but like it has RPG mechanics, but not necessarily like anything like Final Fantasy. It's almost like when I think of, what is it, Like a Dragon, where like it's, like more realistic, but it's using RPG elements.
It definitely has a lot of the classic stuff. It is at its core an RPG, but it does enough things different, especially in its setting and the style of writing that it has.
Okay, cool.
Because like, I don't know, it kind of expands on the idea of the first game of the series, which was on the NES, because they essentially wanted to make an RPG, but didn't want it to be a high fantasy thing. They wanted to do like a modern day.
Yeah, exactly.
RPG.
Yeah. Which is like,
so
it's a cool
when
concept.
you got instead of your young teenagers or whatever running around with your swords and your wizard staffs, you got kids going around with baseball bats and BB guns and crap.
Because that's where Ness is from, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember like when I was playing like what's it called, Super Smash Brothers, like classic, like N64, and unlocking Ness and being like, who is this? I don't know who this is. Oh, but that's so
Of
cool.
course, he got in there because that was also a game developed by HAL Laboratories,
Yes,
who were
yeah.
the initial developers for Smash Brothers.
Ah, they were, yeah. I kind of remember the I'm just realizing that Agnes Skinner's up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of remember like the logo for that one. Is that the one with like the was it like a pig or something with like
I think it's dog. I think it's a dog with a bunch of like puppies on it. Although it
Yes.
kind of looks like eggs.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, now it's coming back to
It
me.
looks like a dog nursing a bunch of eggs.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so before I get to the next one, because the next one is actually the start of Tyrone Deese's stuff. So we can just get into like his stuff if we're talking about like lots of effort. Like so far, everything that we've seen so far has been like a lot of effort. But these ones like are insane. Like I think the very first
It's
one,
some next level
it's
stuff.
some next level
I'm
stuff. Yeah.
really impressed by what he's done,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a little sad that he has to include these behind the scenes bits just to
Yeah.
prove he's not an AI hack.
Yep. And also, like, arguably, like, everyone knows my biases, but, like, these are kind of, like, too good to be, like, AI. But I can also definitely see, like, what the concerns. I think the first one I saw from him was this one,
Yeah.
Steamed Hands, but it was banned in the USSR, and it was because I do have, like, a teensy bit of, like, experience with researching, Soviet animation. Like, during my master's degree, that was, like, something that I, like, wrote a paper on. Um, and this is based off one called Glass Harmonica that has a very similar style. And for the making of, you'll see some comparisons, but it is this very like kind of avant-garde. Um, like it goes through the same like motions and beats as the original. You know, like with Seymour coming in, but um, I'm not playing any sound, but like they're not actually saying anything. They're just like kind of vocalizing at each other. Like each of these scenes is like hand drawn, like hand animated, but then there's like some like surreal stuff here, like Krusty juggling these burgers, the eyes multiplying, the like kind of like slow delay in him just like he like coming up with his idea.
And like I don't know, the animation shortcuts that are very accurate to the period too.
Exactly. Like you can kind of tell like what assets are like together. Like there's the hand of Chalmers with like the rest of the body. This I think this is the part that like directly references like the Soviet film, where it just gets like super surreal. Like what's going on with with the steamed hams. I think he flies away. Yeah, he just flies away. You know, as one does. Yep. And then this last bit with the fire truck too, because you can kind of see like these little caricatures of everybody.
It's almost Monty Python-esque.
Yep. Uh-huh. 100%. The making of shows a little bit of that, where like you can see like what he was drawing inspiration from. And his commentary too. So yeah, like even though it sucks that he has to do this because of the like AI accusations, it's cool because you're also seeing kind of like the source material. I believe this is like the source material right here.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of like what we were talking about before of like it's not just like copying steamed hams, but like even knowing the little nuances of like the medium you are copying.
Exactly.
It's pretty cool.
So like it kind of just mashes the two together so that if you're familiar, if you're more familiar with exactly what he's doing, you can catch even more than if you're someone who's just coming in and like say you only watch the steamed hammed bits and you're not familiar with any sort of Russian animation
Yep.
or this particular thing that it's parodying.
Exactly. Like
So it's like you can get something from the steamed hams level from it, and you can walk away just fine. But if you're familiar with exactly what he's also parodying with the style, you get a twofer.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because like I don't really watch a lot of like Netflix true crime, but like I've seen enough of like these title sequences to kind of know like what they're going for with
Yeah.
this. I've never. I'm gonna be honest. I've never even heard of Clutch Cargo, but it seems like it's like a
I'm
1950.
only aware of Clutch Cargo because of some of the old late night shows that would parody it. Because it was
Oh.
some late night talk shows. I think there may have even been a Saturday Night Live bit or two
Oh.
like that. Because this used to be a thing for very cheap animation, and Clutch Cargo was like the thing that did this
Mm.
most, where like they wanted to do an animated thing, but they wanted to do it super cheap. So there,
Ah.
so it was get away with as few drawings as possible, and then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, stuff would be moving around like this. So it's obviously like you're recording a drawing and like sliding it or something.
Oh my
But then
god, in the mouth.
anytime they couldn't get away from like actually showing mouth movement, it's live action footage of someone's mouth superimposed on top of the drawing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've actually never heard of this before.
Yeah, and like you'll see like for zoomed out shots, they don't bother moving the mouth at all, and they love doing things where like they'll hide the mouth behind their hands like they're thinking or
Ah.
something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does that like kind of in the beginning, I think here.
Uh-huh.
Is it here, this one?
I think
Oh, I like that that one has like, oh,
yeah,
here.
or
Yeah,
yeah,
there you
like
go.
yeah, like there, or they just like won't show the character at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything that you can do to save on the animation budget and do as little actual work as possible.
Yeah, you know what that reminds me of? Me and Beans have been watching Invincible lately. Have you watched Invincible?
I haven't watched it, but I've been hearing some things about its animation quality in the later seasons.
it What's funny is that like the creators actually like directly reference it by having one of the characters go to like a convention and meeting like an animator, and the animator like it's like a very tongue in cheek, but it's very overt with like how he's like, oh yeah, animators take a lot of like shortcuts. For example, we'll do like a panning shot and you won't even notice that like nothing's actually being animated, it's just a panning shot. And sometimes we'll draw the character with like a hand over the mouth so we don't have to animate the mouth, or we'll only animate like above the mouth itself. And as they're saying this, the characters are demonstrating it. Like the character is just being like,
Yeah.
I've never noticed that, and he has his hand over his
I've
mouth.
seen that clip.
Yeah.
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 It reminds me because The Simpsons also did a crack at that once. I think they've actually done it a few times.
The football one? Is it the football one?
No, there's one where like I think they were talking about like cost-effective animation, and then like Ned Flanders shows up in the windows and he has a completely different voice, and he's like, and you could just change the voices and no one could tell the diddly difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah. I think that's also like similar to the one where it's like, oh, Lisa, things in cartoons don't have to be realistic. And it's like Homer in the window, but he's also simultaneously sitting next to the.
Yeah.
But the football one is when I think they're trying to go to the Super Bowl, but it's them talking about like, oh, I can't wait to see the Super Bowl with but because back then
Oh, yeah. I know this one.
Yeah, it took a while for them to like animate, so and like do the voiceovers, and I believe it was like before they announced like who was gonna be like playing in the Super Bowl, so they just like animate them like covering their mouths with their hands so that the dub can just be like, oh yeah, I hear that they're hand over mouth Atlanta Falcons, but then there's like a bit at the very end.
All my life, I've always loved
The
Atlanta
Falcons. But then like I think the best part of the bit is like later on where it's like, oh man, I feel like the president Bill is gonna be watching with his wife Hillary, like fully implying that like they might not be president or wife. Like,
yeah, it's like fully implying Bill Clinton might not be president anymore, or that Hillary might not be his wife anymore.
Exactly. I remember that they lead by example during those scenes, and it's really good. Yeah, yeah, with Invincible and with The Simpsons. But that's such a I've never, I don't know why I've like never heard of Clutch Cargo before, but it does seem to be like very dedicated to like cost effective measures.
Yeah, I only know about it just because I happen to see the right parodies.
Ah, I see, I see. Cool. And then I think the last one we'll look at, unless there's any that you prefer, because I was gonna say just the Dr. Seuss one before we go on to some of the live action ones.
Yeah.
The Dr. Seuss one is, like you said, it's crazy because it's an actual like physical book.
Yeah, he really goes above and beyond for this stuff. Like, he fully leads into whatever medium he's recreating.
Mm-hmm.
So this is literally a hardcover book that he printed for the sake of this video.
Yeah. Like there's even the cover to it, steamed hams. And then like he's even drawn them in the style of like Dr. Seuss. And even came up with like little rhymes and stuff. I kind of want to find
like the only edits to the script are just to make it rhyme in the right fashion.
Exactly. Exactly. Skinner had to explain the strange sights, so he said it was just the northern lights. At this time of year and this time of day, Chalmers asked, "Can I see it if I may?" When Skinner responded with a simple no, Chalmers knew it was time to go. So yeah, like this content creator is like the essence of like knowing the medium alongside like just knowing steamed hams.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty cool stuff. From there, there's so many examples of like the animated stuff, but I think at this point, I started just making a last category that's just live action and miscellaneous, and two of these are Tyrone Deeze's videos. Because there's, let's see, not that one. There's the German expressionist film, there's the critically acclaimed film, and then we just looked at the Dr. Seuss one. I didn't watch the German expressionist one, but you said that you watched the feature film.
I watched that one a while ago. I didn't watch it last night or the other day when I was like looking for ones to bring up here, but it's a thing.
Is it like, I know I actually haven't watched the film. Once again, this is only a film I know because of osmosis from Community, but My Dinner with I forgot the name of the title. My Dinner with Arnie? Wait.
I'm not sure, but I know that The Simpsons also parodied that.
With Andre. It's My Dinner with Andre. Yeah. I think The Simpsons did parody it.
They parodied it by turning My Dinner with Andre into an arcade game like Dragon's Lair.
And Martin is the one playing it.
Yeah, Martin's playing it because he would be the only person in existence who would be interested in something like that.
Yeah, exactly. I only know it because it was referenced in Community. Where it was like, have you watched Community?
I have not.
Oh, it's an interesting series. It's definitely one of my favorites because like it takes place in a community college. There's a lot of like interesting characters, but there's one guy who like he I think the series makes it pretty obvious that he's like on the spectrum, but like his like big thing is like different movies, and sometimes he like goes all in on a bit because it's like mentioned in a movie. And during one of the episodes, like the rest of the cast have prepared this like cool Quentin Tarantino-esque birthday party for him, but he refuses to go because he wants to just have like a normal dinner. And people like don't realize that like, oh, it's because he's doing a bit based off My Dinner with Andre. So I haven't seen My Dinner with Andre, but it seems like I'm looking at like the poster for My Dinner with Andre, and it seems like even that is like kind of parodying what is going on here with Steamed Hams, where like it's a critically acclaimed film and it's just a 45-minute or 47-minute film of them talking, right? How did you like it?
I remember liking it at the time. I'm struggling to remember much of it because there's just been so much between then and now, especially in the last few days where I'm just like watching all these different ones, and it's like my brain is just a mud of steamed hams at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think from what I'm seeing in like the comment section,
They
it's
have. I forgot that they have the B Sharps album in the background.
yeah, the little like attention to detail, because that's what I'm seeing from the comment section, is that like a lot of it is just a lot of what isn't part of the original script is basically like references to other episodes. So this is one of those like, I want to like be able to actually like watch it. But just reading this line here, they're not all that bad. In fact, shortly after I ran into Bart at the Quickie Mart, his name comes up a lot. So it looks like it's just a lot of like references. Oh my god, not Billy and the Clonosaurus.
The Billy and the Clonosaurus. What were you thinking?
Yeah, what were you thinking? Do they actually have the part where he like things are getting oh here, it's like the very end. I think another comment was saying that like when it's in live action like this, you can kind of catch just how awkward some of like the characters' mannerisms are, because I feel like just in general like cartoons can be kind of like hard to translate to live action. But
yeah, especially there really are a lot of motions that happen in cartoons that you just can't recreate right in real life. Like you'll notice like you didn't have Chalmers just like bolt out of his chair there.
yeah, yeah, he's like still sitting in it, but he is still like kind of pointing. It does feel like a little bit more grounded and realistic, but at the same time, it's this like ridiculous.
Because realistically, if Chalmers bolted out of his chair like he did in the original short, he would have knocked the chair over.
Yeah. And then he has like a little what's it called? Monologue as well. Not monologue, internal monologue. I mean, your credits. Skinner and the Superintendent theme. Other than that, I'm trying to think of like other live action ones. Once again, I didn't see the German Expressionist one, but there is this one. It's Steamed Hams, but it's for one live action, and it's actually underneath the Northern Lights, which like now we're getting into like other levels of referential humor here.
Yeah, it's basically now like being done on a meta level.
Exactly. Because this one like is pretty straightforward. It's almost like the animated ones where it's like there are no changes to the script at all. It's just like being remade through a different medium, and that medium in this case is live action. But it's also like I want to say in like Norway or something, where.
And unlike the other one, this one has more of a like just two guys messing around sort of vibe to it.
Yeah, exactly. Because like they got a freaking table and like a dinner like out.
Like the whole thing is just so not serious.
Exactly. But I like that the entire time there's just an aurora behind them. Here's the part.
Yes.
Yes. I think here it actually I'll actually unmute for this one. Yes. And do you know where that music's from?
No.
It's from that lovely scene when Homer's mom leaves him.
Right.
And he's looking up at the stars. Like because I've seen that scene a lot, or I watch it every so often. The music is very it's one of those like nice little like poignant tunes, right? So as soon as they started playing it, I was like, "Oh, it's that song again. They're looking at the stars."
I don't know, this is reminding me of a bit from another one of the one that's an edit where it's like Steamed Hams, but Skinner makes rational decisions and everything is fine. After like they include the what is happening in there, and they just put in Skinner's "there's a dog," and so and it's like, may I see it? Yes. So he walks in the room, and then it's just footage of a live action dog for a few seconds.
I haven't seen that one, but I think I did see one where it's yeah, like steamed hams, but everything goes right. Or like, I don't think I've seen the rational decision one, but I've seen the one where it's like everything goes right. I think it's literally just him serving the ham, and that's it. That's the whole that's the whole thing.
Yeah, like the one I'm talking about, like he comes clean. Like he first off he puts the fire out with a fire extinguisher. Oh,
There you
and one
go.
of the more subtle things that I didn't even realize until the comments was that the first rational decision in this one is that he puts batteries in his smoke detector because you can hear the beep beep beep.
Oh my gosh, I never even like realized that because yeah, like his whole house like goes up in flames. I didn't even realize that you never hear the smoke detector at all.
No, so he doesn't have a functioning smoke detector.
Yeah, yeah, right. Oh my gosh. So many details, like you said, like the Chalmers thing of him just like going along with with whatever Skinner says.
Mm-hmm.
And Seishin said yes with the happy face at the end of the sentence. Yeah, that like, may I see it? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I think that's the last one in terms of like live action parodies I've seen. So that's effectively like the end of my list, but was there any other parodies that you wanted to like discuss or take or just watch or take a deep
I th-
dive on?
I think just one that we haven't covered was back over in the music category.
Yeah.
We don't have to listen to the whole thing because I think those familiar with it would be able to get it from just the bits. But
Is it the Les Miserables one?
yeah, there's steamed hams, but it's the confrontation from Les Miserables. And I actually did go out of my. I haven't seen Les Miserables, but I know enough about it, and I did kind of go out of my way to watch the confrontation specifically, just to
Oh,
kind of
okay.
get what it's going for. And yeah, it's a pretty faithful recreation of how that bit goes.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm interested now, so let me play a little bit of it.
And it's actually someone singing it.
Oh my gosh, that's even more impressive. Oh my gosh. No. Oh my gosh, this is making me think. I'm surprised I haven't seen like a Hamilton version. Steamed Hamilton.
That would be great. They just, they do make edits to the script to make it fit better.
Yeah, yeah. But for the most part, same beats, right?
Ooh. And the thing is, there's a part of the confrontation where both parts sing at the same time, and
Ooh.
that's at the Aurora Borealis part,
Oh
and it's
my gosh.
fantastic.
I'm down to kind of skip right to that. Here you go. Oh, here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Wait. This is so good. Agnes. Oh my gosh. Help! The fire sounds.
Yep. And the description has all of the lyrics that they did, so you can follow along with the dual part if you want to know exactly what they're saying. And just
Oh my
I don't know.
god.
I feel like that line goes particularly hard. Just the Aurora will live within my care.
Oh my gosh. And to what Seishin said, I'm honestly surprised there is no Steam Hamilton, because there is a part in there that was like, this sounds like Hamilton, but then again, Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda takes so many like so much inspiration from like other songs. I wouldn't be surprised if he also took from Les Miserables. And Eradicator36 said, this is making me hungry for steamed hams. We should all get steamed hams after this.
Indeed.
Indeed, indeed. That one was good. I'm kind of curious if there is like a steamed Hamilton. Steamed Hamilton.
You could literally just call it steamed Hamilton,
oh my god, wait. You ready for like a live react?
Well, we watching one just completely sight unseen. Well, what do we got?
Let's see. It's not too bad. Like, I kind of was expecting akin to what we just watched, like singing it with the beat, but
I think we just have like one of the tracks laid under the
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think this one's kind of a low effort one.
Yeah. Which still enjoyable, but yeah, I think it is literally just the track over it. But
yeah,
it's all good. Maybe in the near future we'll have
a
more
user with the name Steamed Hamilton.
Yeah, there is Steamed Hamilton with the little Parappa the Rapper dog. But cool. Any other ones that you wanted to yap about?
Gosh. Here, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I think this one kind of it's not on the list I sent, but this one here I think does a very good job of kind of like the more shitposty variety.
Mm-hmm. Steamed hams, but every word is replaced with its first occurrence.
But every word is replaced with its first occurrence.
Okay, let's check it out.
So yeah, they literally just edit it so that it jumps back to each first time the word is said.
Okay, so it's going into those like kind of wacky, almost absurd edits. Yeah. Let's do it.
Even the first laugh.
Even the laughs. It's more impressive when there's even no change. Yeah, even the song.
He answers himself.
He answers himself. The skin. Yes.
I wait for it.
It's just the same help. Oh my god, that was good. That one got me good. Just the constant skipping back, even for the theme song.
Hey, you know what? I brought it up. We should also look at Skinner makes rational decisions, so everything goes better.
I am down for that, but we also have our very last, or what I'm thinking is our last ad break for the day, if that's okay.
All right.
Yeah, let me go ahead and move y'all over to recess, and then we'll. All right, we are back. Let me go ahead and get us back to the classroom. All right. All right, yeah, we are back. Oh yeah, so you wanted to look at Steamed Hams, but Skinner makes rational decisions, so everything goes well.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that'll make a good last one for us to look at, and then we can go into our other thing.
Yeah, let's do it. It's a good way to see you know, the alternate world where Skinner makes good decisions. Not the sorry. All is forgiven.
He apologizes for the bad directions.
All the smoke.
And yeah, he has a smoke detector.
Yeah. The yellow hand.
He puts the fire out.
He puts the fire out. He just walks away.
Yeah. And he actually makes steamed
Oh my
clams.
gosh, they edited the gloves to make it look yellow. There's a recipe in this. That's crazy.
Food.
Regional food. Food.
It's an Albany food.
The clam over the burger. It's not red. The door isn't red. He's taking a crap. I pooped. There is a dog.
There is a dog.
There is a dog. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. It's the grease me up woman like episode.
Yeah, we just get a bit with a dog.
Yeah. Your friend Bart is here. Oh my gosh. I love the
Yeah, just everything goes great.
Everything goes great, yeah. I remember I think the your friend Bart is here is from the episode where he loses his job, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the Jurassic Park episode too. Your friend Bart is here.
Oh god, in that middle one, there's like at least 5 source filmmaker edits for it.
Mm-hmm. Cause that's what, TF2 in the middle?
Yeah.
Steam Toast, oh my gosh. But Chalmers is insane. Mega Man Battle Network. What a polite young man he was. Okay, I think this is pretty much the tail end of things though. I do want to get some lunch. So maybe even some steamed hams. So to cap things off, are you down to do the thing?
Yes, I'm down to do the thing.
All right, cool. What would a steamed hams stream and yap session be without our own iteration of steamed hams that we're gonna live dub right here, right now? We did practice it once. The thing, yeah.
And only once.
And we did it once and only once. I think individually we both did it like a couple times. I did it twice, but I was like keeping my voice down. So we did run it through once. It was pretty good too. So let me just go ahead and get that set up. I have my script ready. Do you have yours ready?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Yes. All right. I won't have OBS up. I'll just have the script up. So if you're good, I'm gonna go ahead and count us off and we'll get started. So,
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Well, Seymour, I made it. Despite your directions.
Ah, Superintendent Chalmers, welcome. I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable luncheon.
Nah.
Oh, egads! My roast is ruined! But what if I were to purchase fast food and disguise it as my own cooking? Oh ho ho ho! Delightfully devilish, Seymour. Sorry.
Seymour!
The superintendent! I was just stretching out my calves on the windowsill. Isometric exercise. Care to join me?
Why is there smoke coming out of your oven, Seymour?
Oh, this isn't smoke, it's steam. Steam from the steamed clams we're having. Mmm, steamed clams. Phew. Superintendent, I hope you're ready for some mouth-watering hamburgers.
I thought we were having steamed clams.
Oh no, I said steamed hams. That's what I call hamburgers.
You call hamburgers steamed hams?
Yes, it's a regional dialect.
Uh-huh. No, what region?
Upstate New York?
Really? Well, I'm from Utica, and I've never heard anyone use the phrase steamed hams.
Oh no, not Utica, no, it's an Albany expression.
Nice. You know, these hamburgers are quite similar to the ones they have at Krusty Burger.
Oh no, patented Skinner Burgers, old family recipe.
For steamed hams.
Yes.
Yes, and you call them steamed hams, despite the fact that they are obviously grilled.
You know, one thing excuse me for a second.
Of course.
Ah, well, that was wonderful. Good time had by all. I'm pooped.
Yes, I should be. Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Aurora Borealis?
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Yes.
May I see it?
No. Seymour, the house is on fire! No, Mother, it's just the Northern Lights.
Well, Seymour, you are an odd fellow, but I must say, you steam a good ham.
Help! Help! And scene. That was good. That was lovely. We didn't flub our lines. We might even edit that. I might even edit that. But cool. Other than that, thank you, folk, for one, proposing this idea, two, for going along with it, and sending me all the videos that you could find on it, and three, just for like the great conversation. This was a lot of fun. I kind of liked all the production value stuff that you brought up, because yeah, I didn't really know like what the origin of the episode was.
Yeah, no, it's some fun stuff. Definitely very interesting stuff. I really like just this kind of tidbits behind production of some of this stuff, because some really interesting stuff can go on that like you're just not even aware of. Like the fact that this whole episode this was from was because of an idea that they had 3 seasons prior.
Yeah, exactly. That like it kind of makes sense with like the video you sent me with like the Ned Flanders song, because it's like, oh yeah, it seems like a little like kind of side, tale, and it feels like the Flanders one would actually fit in the 22 stories, but
Yeah.
it makes sense. It makes sense as its origin. So yeah. Yeah. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for the
Thanks
collab.
for having me here.
Of course. And thanks for steaming a good ham.
Of course.
Nice. And you even recommended a song for us to mosh to, right? Let me see if I can go ahead and get that started right now. So we'll do the mosh pit, and then for any new students in the class for today, we do have an end of stream tradition. This is our end of stream mosh pit. All you gotta do is once you hear the music, go ahead and start spamming your favorite emotes in the chat. There's no correlation between... Oh yeah, and I'm gonna make your little stream avatars fight each other. There's no correlation between who wins the mosh pit and how many emotes you spam. It's RNG, and it's not rigged. Though it would be funny if Folk were to win that mosh pit. So...
And we have the extra bit of the table hiding some of the combat.
Exactly. I was like thinking of like, should I put the table away? But no, we keep it there. Pre-rigged? It's not pre-rigged. It's not. Hamsternator, hello. Perfect time for Hamsternator to come into a steamed ham stream, right? But all right, once you hear the music, go ahead and get to moshing. Alright, let me make you guys a mosh. This is amazing. Why is there smoke, Seymour? I said steamed hams. That feels more abrasive. Yes. It's Seishun versus Hamsternator. It's Seishun's win. Let's go. I think we have enough time for one more round. Rigged? I won it after saying it was rigged? Oh my gosh. Well then let's just do it again. Slow motion. Grilled. Oh my gosh.
Not the yawn for the fill.
The yawn for the fill is crazy.
Aurora Borealis.
Yes. No. Oh, I guess we can't see who won the mosh pit. I guess it's not rigged. It's hidden by the table. It's hidden by the... Oh, why did it have to hop?
Completely hidden. Yep.
Ultra rigged. Oh my gosh. Help! The fire coming out of the garage. I never noticed that. Amazing, amazing. Well, alright. Thank you so much again, Folk. If it's okay with you, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the call so that we can raid into a friend of mine. But thanks again for stopping by and for steaming a good ham.
And thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Yes, you can you can go to the Aurora in the kitchen. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end the call. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Alright everyone, that was fantastic. That was so much fun. We are actually going to raid into someone who is doing a 12-hour stream. I've recommended this guy before. Oh yeah, first of all, make sure that you guys are, if you aren't already, let me put collab. Make sure that you are following Folk if you want more like really cool first of all like demos, games, and even more like Simpsons references than we were just mentioning like here today. Please make sure that you are following fellow bear Folk Zauberer, the wizard bear wizard. And we are now going to raid into Not a Professor Nap. He is not a professor, but you can call him Nap. He's currently doing a 12-hour Endurance Affiliate Anniversary stream. Right now he's doing a hand cam, which looks pretty cool. Well, Vinka, you're an odd bear, but I must say, you steam a good ham. You as well, you as well. Help! Like, imagine you hear, like, Schnackery in the background. Help! But alright, let's go ahead and start this raid. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, and evening. And as always, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye-bye. Thanks again. You guys are awesome. And Folk, you're awesome.